What is up?
What's up?
Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, obviously.
Two dudes, one cup.
Bored.
So let's dive in first. What do you guys do?
We're doing whatever. I mean, right now, we're trying to get to a spot where we can find what's going to be our niche.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to start off doing a buddy of mine, Ben, which he couldn't be here. He's working.
Right.
He wanted to do like a podcast about movies and stuff like that because that's what he's super into. I was doing a podcast with a few other guys, and they just kind of shit out. One of them was in Florida, and he was just having situations where he just couldn't do it. The other dude, which he still wants to, but it's just been like, we're just not lining up. It's like, hey, I can only do it on this day. It's like, shit, dude, my schedule is whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
I can't just like, it's got to be open.
Right.
And so, I mean, we still want to do it, but it's not really a necessity right now. Not something I'm gonna make time for. But I want to start out doing movie reviews, stuff like that. And then, I got to the idea of like, hey, let's like actually have conversations, like actual, a lot of the podcasts here are having conversations, and that's what I want to do. And we're two very different people.
Yeah.
We're both Hispanic, so it's like, that's like the one thing we have in common. Other than that, nothing. Political views, opposite. Religious views, opposite. Like, we literally opposite on everything. And so it's like, while we're really good friends, like, I think the only thing because we're friends is Dragon Ball.
Nice.
I was talking about it one day. He's like, oh, your brother loves that. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, I love it too. So that's how our friendship started. And it's just kind of been together,
Where'd you
since.
guys meet at?
So I work for a restaurant. He works for the same restaurant.
Okay.
I think he may have started like 3 years ago, something like that. We had never met before, and one day he came to my restaurant. So he was working, and that's how my brother. Me and my brother are 6 years apart, but he works for the same restaurant. Like, I've worked here 14 years. My brother's worked 10 years. And they met each other, and then Ben came to my restaurant where I was working at, and we kind of just hit it off because he knew my brother. So it was like a mutual friend there. And ever since then, I mean, it's been me and him. Any days I have off or he has off, like, it's like a relationship. Like, we are together all the time.
Nice.
Like, he stays over at my house. I mean, he sleeps on my couch. Like, he uses my couch more than I do.
Nice.
So it's just like, it's just cool that, it's just, we get along. And I think a lot of it is like, he's cool with trying new stuff. Like, you're into heavy music. I'm into heavy music. He's not.
Okay.
He's complete opposite. Like, he's into like weird like contemporary jazz and stuff like that. Like, he likes everything that's I don't. And so it's just like he went with me to Thrice, Me Without You. He went because he's like, I've never been anything like this. And so it's like, let's go. Like, I had extra tickets, so let's go. And so, it's just, he's always down to do whatever. Like, and that's cool because I'm a person that I don't get out a lot. Like, I just don't like the outside world. I'm not going anywhere. So it's just cool to have somebody, if I do want to go or want to, I get a hair to do something, he's always down to go do it with me. So.
Yeah. That definitely, it's a lot easier than doing stuff by yourself.
Yeah, because if it was just me, I wouldn't do shit.
Sure. Yeah, I get that. There was a lot of times that I wouldn't do something just because. I remember the first time I went and saw a movie by myself. After I watched it, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to do this again. This is weird. I would now.
Because I love it. Like, I love doing that, going out to eat by myself.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. There was a time where I wouldn't do that, like, on my own, too. I don't know, just the idea of sitting there by myself was like,
I would always sit at a bar. Like, I would go to, like, somewhere that had a bar.
Yeah.
So I could. Just, like, it wouldn't be... Because I get that. Like, I don't think I could sit at a booth by myself. I'm like, oh, well, fuck me. Like,
yeah, I don't think it would bother me anymore. I mean, I do it in airports all the time when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
So I'm usually traveling alone.
Yeah, I mean, I get that for sure.
But, so now I don't think it would bother me. But I remember the idea of it used to terrify me a lot.
I mean, I guess I don't know if I ever was... I mean, I guess the first time, few times, I was like, oh, this is weird. But
Yeah.
I do it so often because my schedule is just so messed up.
Yeah, yeah,
Or,
yeah.
you know, it's like I can work one day and be off for two, but it's like, shit, no one else is off on Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, so it's just like, all right, well, I'm either going to go and wait for someone to come around or just go do it myself. So
Yeah.
just kind of did it out of necessity. And then now it's like, I prefer it. Like,
That's pretty much how I'm at too. It's pretty much where I'm at this point.
yeah.
I like my company a lot, and usually it's a lot more chill that way, you know.
I'll say, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I'll go out with some people. Like, it's cool. It's just, you know, if you're like, hit me up, hey, let's go get lunch. Yeah, let's go.
Sure, yeah.
But I got a lot of people that are like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm busy. I got stuff going on.
I already ate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so that's rad. So you guys were just hanging out and just decided to start doing reviews and stuff?
Yeah, because he wanted to do something, again, like he is a manager as well. And so it's like he wanted to do something to fill his time. He's always thought about doing stuff like that and like doing something creative.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me up about it and was just like, I mean, sure, let's do it. You know, and that's I think the big thing too is we've talked like, hey, we need to change this. Like, because the reviews are cool. We're not a review channel though. We want to be a podcast. We want to do stuff like that. So like, let's go to those long form discussions.
Okay.
And that's what we kept posting. So like, hey, someone give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, with us being so opposite, it's gonna get that vibe of like, okay, you get both sides, and now we're coming to the point like, let's talk about anything, like even stuff that we may not know about. Because and you know, for the political side of things, I'm dumb. Like I just, in my 33 years, I've never voted. I'm that person that's like, oh, it doesn't affect me, whatever. And so it's like, and he's very much the opposite of that. Like, he's like, no, you have to vote. And so it's just like, he wants to talk about that. I was like, give me a little time to do some research. Like, let me find, like, where I stick at that. But that's what's cool. Like, that's why I think that we have to have those discussions. Yeah. And I guess there's a lot of things that we still don't know about each other. So I think that's going to be, like, organic and interesting about all that. Like, that's why I keep telling him, like, we need to do this. And he's down. It's just like, okay, well, now we need to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about.
Sure. That's this all the time.
Yeah.
But this is basically the goal is the same thing, just a nice, long-form conversation.
Yeah.
In the beginning, just to help me learn how to communicate. Just because, like we were just talking about before, it's way easier on my own, you know. I don't have to talk to people. I can just zone everybody out. But there's so much stuff that relies on communication and dealing with people. So, like, I got to get better at this. What better way to do it than
this? Yeah. Conversations. And that's the thing, too. Like, we talked about being picky about who we bring in. Because we don't want someone that's going to be an asshole. Like, you know, be an asshole. Cool. Like, I get that. You know, you're passionate about whatever you believe in, whatever that may be. But, like, chill. Like, you can state your opinion without being a dick.
Yeah.
Like, just be chill. Like, we don't want anyone to get, like, uproar and be like, oh, fuck these guys for doing this. It's like, whoa, man, chill. Like,
yeah. I've found so far, everyone's pretty chill for the most part.
Yeah.
In these sort of settings, you know, where you're actually one-on-one conversing.
Yeah. That's the thing, too. Like, with us being very opposite, we feel like if we got somebody in, it wouldn't be us teaming up. Because you see that a lot. I mean, I've seen some podcasts where those two people are exactly alike. They think alike. Yeah. They get somebody in that's opposite of them, and it's like, we're going to attack this person.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't want to do that. And that's why I like that we're so opposite. And just like, hey, what can we talk about? So I think that's a good thing for us.
Yeah. I scanned through a couple of videos you had up so far. The intro one, that was pretty interesting. And then I just hit on a couple of the other ones, a couple of those review ones you have.
Yeah.
And then a couple of the more long-term conversations.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's pretty similar to this for the most part.
Yeah, and we're trying. Like, it's still all new to us because, again, like, the technical side of things, it's like I can do all that. I went to school to be an audio engineer. Like, I know all that stuff.
Nice.
It's the actual conversating. And just like you, like, I've always had a hard time having a conversation with people in general. Like, if I know you, I'll talk to you all day. Like, we can have a conversation about anything. But it's the people that I don't know. Like, I couldn't go up to somebody on the streets and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh, I'll just go away. It's just easier. So it's just like, this is going to get people that we may not have those conversations with, or like acquaintances that we don't know very well. Hey, come in, let's have a conversation. I think that's going to help me because of my career. It's going to help me with my profession and being a better leader.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing, because, you know, we run into billions of different types of people every day.
Sure.
And so it's going to create that better communication for me as well.
Yeah. Communication is important. Just in general, it'll help. The better you can communicate, the better you'll be all the way around, you know, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Just even in your personal relationships, everything.
Yeah.
I feel I'm a little better at it than I was before we started this.
Yeah.
Trying, for sure. How long have you guys been doing it? You guys just
2
started,
months.
right? Yeah.
2 months. Like, we've been throwing around the idea for probably like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just not to be away at him, because like when he first said it, I was like, oh, we'll probably never do this, because he brought it up one time like 6 months ago. He's like, hey, let's do it, and then nothing was really ever said again after that. And then he kept like, hey, let's like for real do it, and I was just like, okay, like, well, we can try, like, let's see, like, and it was like, if he hits me up again about it, then we'll go ahead and like try to do something. And then he did, and I was like, all right, well, let's do it. And it's like I said, he's my best friend. Like, we have a blast doing it, and now it's just getting structured, a little bit more structured, because right now we're like all over the place. I probably could tell.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get that structure down and get people in to come talk to us.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing I've found. Getting people involved, especially trying to do it over social media. I'm so sick of social media. I don't know about you, man, but
I fucking hate it.
I
I'm
do
on
too.
it all the time,
Yeah.
but I hate it.
Yeah,
So
that's how I feel. I feel like I'm on it constantly, and at the same time, I'm like, it's not enough. I got so much more to do on here that I should be doing, that I need to do, that I need to get this out and tell people about this, or post this, or
yeah.
It's
you
terrible.
never do it, but you're always like, I need to do it, but it's like, oh, I forgot to do this.
Yeah.
So
It feels too much and not enough at the same time, and I don't like it.
yeah, I think like the best part of my life is like I deleted everything.
Yeah.
I had Instagram, but that was it, and I deleted everything, like Snapchat, Facebook, everything, and it was good.
Instagram is my favorite because it's the easiest.
Yeah.
It's just the pictures. It's just condensed down.
Yeah.
I like it the most.
You don't see a lot of bullshit. Like, it's not like somebody's stupid feelings on how they hate themselves tomorrow or whatever. Like, it's just, hey, here's a picture.
Yeah.
There's some stuff under it, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I kept that. Like, I can just, hey, I can see what people are doing.
Yeah.
Not have to read about someone's boo-hoos or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, man.
Yeah.
And especially this time of year, all the political stuff everywhere.
I hate it.
On social media, it's just like yelling in a hole.
Yeah, and I think that's like, this is a conversation me and Ben had like literally like a few days ago. It's like, I remember in like the early 90s when it's like, hey, who did you vote for? I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we go back to that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's because I think it causes a rift in people.
It does.
Like, if I've just saying I did not vote, but like say I voted for Trump and you were against it, it's like you're automatically like, fuck that dude, I'm not his friend anymore.
Yeah, I've seen that so much.
So much. And like, where I understand where you're coming from, it's silly. It's like, is that really that big of a deal? It's like, there's so many other things that would cut that relationship off. That, not even close.
No, man, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And you do see that all the time. And even more so, like, even if you just, Trump as an example, even if you're not his fan, but you're like, well, you know, he did this, that was cool, that was good. Even if you're not a fan of him, then someone else who is just absurdly against everything about him will cut you off.
Yeah.
Just for being like, well, this that he did was okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People get crazy over politics.
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I get it. You know, I get it, but like, do that stuff privately. Like, talk about it privately. Don't. It's like you said, all Facebook is who I voted for, why I voted for him. It's just like,
this
all
time
right,
of year.
pass.
Yeah.
Pass, because you're not I mean, are we gonna go change some right wing Republicans' mind tomorrow?
No,
not gonna happen.
No.
Same thing with the left. Like we're not gonna change anybody's mind.
No.
So just stop.
I guess it's the black and white in it that, because it's one or the other, right? Because you can't have that middle ground. If you do, then you're cast out of both sides.
Yeah, I think that middle ground is where I guess a lot of the quiet people.
Yeah.
The people that don't talk about it are that middle ground that's just like, I'm just going to stay over here.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone probably sits somewhere in that gray, right? But we're just supposed to be either black or white.
Right.
So if someone is leaning one way one day when they've been leaning the other way, you gotta cut them off, man. Get rid of them. It's crazy.
It's
I don't understand.
absurd. Like, it's just like, why? And I hate it. And that's why, like, even if I was political, it's like, that's my business. Like, it's not no one else's business. And I mean, obviously, like, if we were having a conversation, you asked me, I'm going to tell you. But it's like, why? Doesn't matter why. Like, it's, let me take care of what I need to take care of. Let me vote for what I want to vote for. Period.
Yeah. It's really, it's not life or death. So I don't understand.
You wouldn't think that.
I don't understand why people act the way they do.
I think for some people they think it's life or death. Like, they really do. And I mean, it sucks. Do a little bit more research. It's not that, I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, I'm saying it's not a big deal, President. Like, it is a big deal. But at the same time, like you said, it's not life and death. Like, it's not. I mean, all those people, if Trump gets elected, I'm moving to fucking Canada. It's like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even saying that because I'm for him. Like, I don't care. I don't care either way. I mean, I'm Mexican. Like, I'm pretty against that.
Right.
I'm just like, that sucks. But
Sure.
like, it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have a hard time understanding it.
No, for sure. It baffles me.
And what I do find even funnier is that politics is such a big mess anyway that people who have no idea what they're talking about, giving their opinion when there's no justification, there's no facts in any way along the lines of what they're saying, that shit is crazy to me as well.
Oh yeah. Like, I guess like Hillary.
Just so they can
like
have an opinion.
The best example of that. It's like, why are you voting for her? Oh well. Yeah, it's like you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And it's just because she's a woman, and I get that. Like, I'm down for that, but it's like, her really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even get that, right? Like, just because she's a woman, that's a terrible reason to vote for someone.
Yeah.
That's like voting Jimmy for prom king because he looks good.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, so what?
Yeah, exactly. So what? Like, it's. I think we vote a lot on like looking. It's like, oh, this is this person. This is what they stand for. But like, and at the end of the day, like, do people really know like their actual politics? Like, are people actually doing the research? Or are you going based off what somebody told you?
Yeah.
Because people say a lot. A lot of people, they say a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, if you have those political views and you did your research, I'm cool with whatever you want to do. Just do that research. Do it. And really like, hey, yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I think that if you do that, nobody has anything to say. No one should be able to say anything to you. Just, hey, this is what I do. This is what I want to do. That's it.
I mean, most people who are voting for a presidential candidate have never met that person. You can't, as a presidential candidate, you can't meet everyone in the U.S. That's just impossible. So, I guess it is probably just popularity, right?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Which, that's a terrible system. We have a terrible political system.
It could be worse.
Could it? What do you think?
You can just get a dictator tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, that could be worse. That would be worse.
Be a lot worse.
That's actually an interesting thought. Like, do you think that if that did happen, if someone was just like, okay, this is mine now, I'm going to take the United States and I control it, do you think we'd be able to stop them?
I don't know. because like as a country we're so split already.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and think about like other cultures that are part of the U.S. Like for the Hispanic community, like where are they gonna lie? And it just kind of, I think it just depends. Like are we going to be able to go up together and just be like, hey, nah, we're not doing this, and actually do that, or is it just going to be a bigger shit show? And
they're gonna control the military, so anyone who says no, they're gonna send the military after. So it would have to be a whole revolution situation.
I've been waiting for it.
Yeah? I don't know, man. I'm not down to be shot. I'm not down for it. But I'm also not down for a dictator situation.
Yeah.
So that's a hard sell. I don't know where I lie
I'm
on
not
that.
down to get shot, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to, but like,
Mm.
I mean, it's the same thing with like the whole Second Amendment, like with guns and shit.
Yeah?
It's like, I don't believe that. I don't care. I don't care if you want guns. But someone's going to get hurt. If they start taking people's guns, it's
Yeah.
going to be violence for the sake of violence at that point in time. And
Yeah.
do we really want that? And if we do a dictatorship, it's just going to get worse. Because you have all those people that are going to be like a malicious mindset. Because we have so many people in the U.S. that are already like that.
Sure.
I mean...
But are they all disciplined enough to get together? That's the big question.
No, I mean, and that's exactly what I was saying like with cultures. Like, because we could be neighbors and have two completely split cultures. And... I mean, there's so many other things that go, like religious values. Like, how do you feel about that? Like... I mean, I'm sure, yeah, me and you could stand side by side and be like, yeah, fuck, let's do this. But
Yeah.
across the street now, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We've been so, for being like one of the greatest countries in the world, we're so damn judgmental about the person standing next to us.
Yeah.
And we don't just like, hey, like if we truly like were judge free and we could do it, then be no problem. Like we could literally get whatever we need to get done. But you got people that just do shit based on looks and how that person is with no idea of their moral character. Like, it's silly.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's really, really bananas the way that we choose a leader.
Yeah.
I'm kind of against all of it in general though. Regardless of who is in office and who's in control, be it on a country scale like that or even like the local scale, I feel like I'm gonna do what I feel like doing anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless. So I don't feel like there's too much effect on it.
No.
But
I feel like, for us, it's like we're such a small scale of people compared to anyone else. Are they really going to be watching what we're doing?
Nah, not for the most part.
No. Maybe as a whole, it's like a group, like Arkansas or whatever as a group, maybe. But it's like, hey, what are they doing in there? Like, I don't know. Do you think we could succeed without anyone?
No. Like Arkansas itself?
No, just like the U.S. in general.
No.
We were just a free country.
No.
I don't think it would last very long.
Our civilization would completely fall apart. Somebody's gotta be setting some kind of rules.
Yeah.
Keeping us together somehow. Yeah, we're too much animals.
Yeah. I think it would be a bad time.
Yeah.
I'm not even like that macho man. Like, oh, I'd survive. Shit. I have a bad attitude. I'm a smart ass. Like, somebody would take me out quick.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It wouldn't take very long, I don't think. I don't think I'd make it very far. And I probably wouldn't want to in the long run. It'd probably be better just to go out in that scenario. Really any kind of, like, revolution or disaster, I think it'd be better just to go out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, would you make a mark, though? Would you try to make a mark, anyways? By however means? Or would you just be content with just, like, disappearing, going out, and no one knowing?
I don't think it would matter.
Okay.
I think it'd be fine either way. I'm not gonna make a big stand somewhere. I'm not gonna give a big speech and run into battle, guns blazing or anything. So I don't know.
I feel like the part of me that has an ego would be like, I'm gonna try to do something. Like, what can I possibly do? But at the same time, just disappear in the background, be gone.
Yeah.
No one notice.
Yeah. I'd probably just try to get away from everyone.
Yeah.
Basically the anti this and just slowly just disappear.
Yep.
Until something killed me.
Hell, I've been doing that for years. My
Yeah.
circle's getting smaller and smaller by the day.
Yeah. I think in a survival scenario, that's what you want.
Yeah. All those people living off grid right now are killing it.
Yeah. Well, they're probably a lot happier.
Yeah. A lot happier.
They don't have to deal with the social media or the upkeep.
See, I don't think I could live completely off grid.
You don't think so?
No.
Just from the comfort perspective?
Hobbies.
Yeah?
Like playing games and stuff like that. Like, I like that.
Okay.
And so it's just like, but I think like literally that's it. Like, maybe work if I still had to have a job. Like, if I still need to take care of stuff. But
your job would be surviving, right?
yeah, but would you still want money to come in? Like, it kind of just depends on how much we're talking. Like, are you going and have everything settled already, and you're just like, okay, here's what I got? Because I think like I do have a comfortable life. Like, can I just go off of that and go away from that and just be okay? Like, it's hard to say.
I know I cannot. Can you go make them chill out or something? They are going bananas. Do something with them. It's nonstop. Jesus, those guys are crazy. I don't think that I could be off grid. I don't think that I could give up all these comforts.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Then
like,
without being like mad about it.
Or like dabbling back in every now and then and just like get sucked back into all that stuff. Like, I just don't know. It's just like, it's so. But I mean, at the same time, doing it for a month, would you really want to go back? Like, there's so many, like, if I got fired from my job tomorrow and had to go live off grid, after a month, would I know the difference? You know, it kind of just depends.
I think you would. I would.
Or 6 months. Like, I mean, there's got to be a time frame in there. You know, they always just like, it's like 30 days to form a habit. Like, after 30 days, could you just be content with living that lifestyle?
I think even after, 20 years down the road, you're still gonna be like, man, I remember that one beer that I used to drink that was real great. I still miss that, you know, or now you have to farm your own food. You got a little garden and you got to hunt your own meat. You're like, man, I sure do miss pork.
I mean, yeah, I get that for
Some
sure,
bacon would be great right now.
Oh, you wouldn't teach yourself how to do all that?
Make beer?
Yeah.
I've made beer before. I think in a survival situation off the grid, I think I just wouldn't. I'd be focused on other things.
But you have all the time in the world to literally do whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm talking like, in, like you said, 20 years. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you could do in 20 years. I mean, you could have your own damn community that lives off a grid, like, because you could learn to farm, and
maybe that's the idea. You do need people even in that situation. That way, it's less work for everyone, right?
I mean, yeah.
So then, like, you all take care of a bigger garden and all share it, maybe.
Yeah. And I mean, that's also, you know, say it was 5 people, that's 5 different skill sets.
Yeah.
So something you may not know, that person's going to know. And it's just like,
yeah.
Would it be rough at first? Hell yeah. But eventually they're going to be like, okay, I remember I made this one time. Beer. I made beer one time. Let's see if we can replicate that here. Yeah. And is it going to be as good as that? No. Obviously not.
Sure.
But you'll figure it out.
I think you're just dipping toes back into civilization then, though. You're just.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, don't accept anyone. Like, hey, this is the group of people that I'm going out here with, and we're gonna live off grid, and no one else can come.
I don't know, man. I mean, if you're gonna have a couple people anyway, why not get a couple? If you find a couple more, maybe there's something else they can do.
I guess it would just kind of depend on how far along we are.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, have us five done this all? Like, let's say, 2 years.
Yeah.
Do we have all this stuff going? Are we living completely self-sufficient? What do we need anyone else for? Like, maybe a doctor? Like,
yeah.
That's it?
That would be nice. That would be helpful. I don't know. My skills are definitely not in any survival situation. So
Yeah,
I would have to definitely, I'd be taking on some new skills for sure.
Yeah.
I'd have to find someone who knows how to survive, basically.
You don't think you'd figure it out just on your own?
Nah, I'd die. Realistically, there's less of a chance that I would survive than to not.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit.
There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people, and they're all going to be trying to survive in this situation.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I'm speaking like if it was just you and, like, a group of people.
Yeah.
Like 5 people. You guys just went out. Say there was nothing going on. Do you think you could survive a year?
A year?
Yeah.
I think a year.
I think if you're in a year, I mean, that's a long fucking time. That's a long time.
No, man, they're going by so fast. They go by so fast.
I think if you could get 1 year in, you've learned everything you've needed to learn in that year. Like, I mean, think about it. You're starting with nothing. And so to be able to start over with nothing, maybe like, hey, here's a shack to sleep in. Even then, like, you wouldn't try to figure any of that out. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit.
I think in a year's time from right now, I've got enough. I could scrounge by enough food in a year's time to survive, but I don't know how much further I could go than that. Because after about a year, you're getting to that point where, okay, you got to get some actual, like, consistent food coming in, or you're not going to make it. Some consistent clean water. I think I could, maybe a year at the most.
I still think if you've gotten a year in, and I'm talking about, like, starting with nothing. Like, no food. Like, hey, here's this package of seeds. Figure it out. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. Because I think, like, we all have this, like, survival mechanism in us. That as soon as that starts, it's like, hey, we've got to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I think you would die off. If you were going to die in that situation, the first month before you would last a year.
No, I could make it a month right now. If I could find a clean water source, I can make it a month right now doing nothing. Just laying down every day. For sure.
But I feel like something would take you over and be like, nah, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to lay down every day.
I mean, for sure. I would be working towards survival.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd figure it out. That's a tough life.
Yeah.
That's a tough life.
And I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would try to figure something out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think most of the population would be gone in the 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. Me too. Oh, yeah.
For sure. I think I'd be part of them.
Man, I don't know. That's weird.
There's going to be...
Because I'm not saying I would definitely survive. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try. Like, I'm going to try. Because I've never killed an animal. I would never think about it. But if I was needing to eat,
yeah,
I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah. The other... There's just so many factors, though, because killing the animal is easy. That part's easy. Eating it, just pull. You could just, barbarically pull the meat off the bones and just throw it over, a fire and be fine. But there's gonna be a lot of competition for that same meat. There's gonna be people that see you as meat because they can't find any other meat. it's gonna be intense.
Yeah.
In a survival situation, if everyone has to survive now, no more comfort, make your own. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think we live in the perfect state to do it, though. Arkansas we have so much just, like, natural.
The good thing here is we're not as densely populated.
Yeah.
I think in that scenario, people are going to be the worst.
Yeah.
Other than people who do see you as a friend and that you can link up with and make little communities, other than that, you're screwed.
Oh, yeah, because that would be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I would be a bad person. Like, I wouldn't even think twice.
I think you'd have to be, though, because it's essentially it turns into there's only, like, resources are hard to get. This cup right here, I need this cup to survive. You need this cup to survive, but there's only one.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
I just don't think a lot of people would do the same. I think there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, no, we could just share, and those people are going to be dead. I mean, if we're being honest.
Well, you will, because you'll have people who will try to share it, and then it's not enough, so then they'll both die.
Yeah.
Then you'll have the people who will just straight up kill you so that they can have it.
Yep.
Those are your survivors. And then every once in a while you'll have two people run to that who are just going to fight to the death over it.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that is a survivor. But there's definitely people who are way better suited for that than me.
Me too. Like, for sure. Like,
I'll be dead. I don't think I'll make it. I'm talking myself into this death right now, even more so. I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna give it up. I'm not gonna lay down and just.
No, I'm gonna try really fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like I've always told people, like, if it's me or you, it's not gonna be me. I'm gonna make that shit happen no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to think about sometimes, though. Like, it's like, how long could I actually survive in doing all this? Like, can I really last that long?
I think in our brains, you have to. I mean, part of my brain is like, yeah, you can make that. That's easy. I've killed deer before, you know.
Yeah.
I can cook on a fire. I can find water. So part of my brain is like, yeah, but then I think realistically, just the competition, the fighting for the resources, that's what'll end up getting me. But I don't know. I think everyone's brain is gonna tell them for sure, like, you got it, because you got to have that survival drive.
I think that the population as a whole may be too moral. I think morals will come into a place like that a lot, because I think there's going to be a lot more people than you think that would just rather figure out a different solution. It's like, hey, we don't have to kill this person.
Maybe.
And I mean, think about it, like, you're one person and you're like, I'm going to kill this dude to get this. And they have 10 people that are like, well, let's try to figure it out a different way.
Maybe in the beginning, when we're still not ready to let go of the comforts, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man.
I don't know. Being hungry will make you do some crazy things.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'd be pretty ruthless from the beginning. Like, it's just...
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would be, for sure.
Because I'm, like, super, like, moral. But if it's you or me, like I said, it's one of us is going to eat, it's going to be me.
My brain would already be looking ahead.
Yeah.
I just saw you shoot that cow, and now you're dragging it off. But if I kill you, I can drag you and that cow off, and now I have that meat to last me a while. Yeah. So if I can just do that, it's easier than going and killing one myself. Yeah, my brain would be thinking ahead, like shit like that. So ruthless survival.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
Plus, that's more competition gone.
Yeah, because I'm the whole thing. Like, I feel I could do it pretty easily. Like, if it was just, like, not like I could kill someone easily.
Yeah.
Like, physically do it. Like, because I've never done that before. You know, I was like saying, like, oh, yeah, I could do that. No problem. Like, with my bare hands. Let's do this. Morally, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem at all. But physically, I'm like, it might be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like, a lot of small people will get picked off pretty quickly. Like, I'm not talking about, like, small instead, just, like, skinny guys that know, you know, it's, you have someone that's my size, it's just gonna.
Yeah.
But.
In a normal fist fight, me versus you, you're gonna win 9 times out of 10. You're a lot taller. You got me on weight. You're a lot bigger of a guy. You're a lot stronger, I'm sure, than I am.
But at the same time, though, I'm not that person that's gonna always give it to the bigger guy, because I've seen some little guys mess up some big dudes.
It can. A physical altercation like that, especially when it's just physical, there's no like mechanical means in there to get involved, because that'll tip a scale quick. But, man, luck plays a big part in it. Skill plays a big part in it. There's a lot. There's a lot to it. Just fighting in general it's a crazy thing.
Yeah, I think that'll also keep a lot of the peace, I guess, for lack of better words, because you have these guys that are like trained to fight, and so it's like, hey, these two guys are about to fight. Well, let's do this. Train to kill you. Just gets in the middle. It's like, hey, I'll kill both of you. Let's chill out. I'll be like, all right, fair enough.
Those are probably your prime survivors.
But I feel like not all of them will just go straight to survival mode. They're going to be like, let's keep the peace. I mean, I guess that would be like best case scenario for everyone. Obviously, you're going to have some that are just like meatheads that just don't care. They're like, oh, let's kill everyone. But I don't know. It's just so much. It's fun to think about. Like, it's just entertaining.
It is entertaining. There's a lot that could go to it.
Because I don't think I'd survive forever. I'm very aware.
Yeah. I mean, the like the time that someone would be alive, the life expectancy, that I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. The life expectancy would go way down for an average human in that situation. Much like most wild animals.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would last a year. Maybe not. I've got a bad attitude, a smart ass mountain, so it's just.
Yeah.
It's about to get tired of my shit real quick.
Yeah. I think if I could avoid people, I'll last a lot longer.
Yeah.
It's the people. It's the people that would get me.
I mean, you see all these shows with just like this whole scenario, and it's like the closest people to them are the ones that turn on them.
Sure.
And so it's just like, all right, you know, maybe if I had like a wife or something, like, hey, we can go. Screw everyone else. Well, it's just us go. And I don't know, it'd be weird. It'd be fun.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to find out, though.
You don't?
Nah.
I want to see the end of the world in my lifetime.
Do you?
Yeah.
You think you will?
I hope so. Like, that's just me being honest.
Not me, man.
And I have a 3-year-old. Like, she'll be older at that time, but I just...
I'm not ready for the change. I'm too comfortable here.
Yeah, but it's once in a lifetime.
Once for the rest of your lifetime.
Yeah, so just be like, huh. To say you saw that, you know, whatever afterlife you believe in, like.
You know,
that'd be crazy.
After that too, if whatever the case may be that caused a situation like that, like an apocalyptic type situation, there's no going back at that point. Because once everyone scatters and they're like, oh fuck, now I'm on my own, you can't really, especially just in the beginning, in a person's lifetime, rein that back in.
No, hell no. We're global warming first. Like, we can't do that. Like, what do you do for an apocalyptic event?
Yeah, it's gonna.
You gotta feel like apocalyptic event. Like, there's no survivors. Like, it's.
Yeah. Slowly
but surely, it's gonna just take everyone out. Like, again, like.
What are the things that could cause stuff like that?
I don't even know. I'm not that smart.
You would have like. I don't know that a nuclear situation would cause that. I think we'd still be a civilization in a nuclear situation. I don't know. Not even a pandemic, I don't think,
No.
for the most part, unless it wiped out more than half the global population. I think we'd still be...
I think if it happened, it would be very slow. Like, it wouldn't be a fast. Like, coronavirus times like 1,000. And it's just weeding out countries. Like, it's just little by little, it's just like, all right, Europe has dwindled down to nothing. And then it eventually goes to India, China. Like, it's just going to start dwindling down all these countries until there is no one. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to happen just bam, gone.
I don't know. I think as much global travel as there is, I don't think it would happen quite like that. I think that because people are moving all around the world, hundreds of thousands of people halfway around the world in a day, I think it would spread pretty quick in that situation. But I think we would... Surely there's some kind of action that governments would take to still keep control in that situation, so that there wasn't just so much mass chaos to where people were like, fuck it.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if they'd be able to contain that.
I think on a global scale we would. Maybe not on a small scale. There may be a couple like towns that freak out and go crazy.
I mean, look at coronavirus now. People are going nuts. I mean, yeah, it's killed.
Are they though? I feel like it's just media hype. I may be wrong.
I've got people at my work, not like that work for me,
yeah,
but like customers that come in that are wearing like face masks. Like,
really?
Yeah, dude, I've seen it so many times, and it's just like, there's nothing close to us. Like, like, what are you doing? And it's like people are taking like, I mean, again, that you could, like you said, it could be social media. Like, it could be just that.
Yeah.
Influencing them to do that. But it's just like, damn.
Most everyone that I've talked to or heard talking about it or have dealt with personally, which I guess really isn't that much, but they're all, for the most part, seem concerned, but like no action taken.
Yeah. Wash your hands. That's it.
Sure. Like, everyone just keeps saying that.
Yeah.
But
if you're over the age of 12 and you're not washing your hands at least 10 times a day, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wash my hands all the time. I'm like constantly washing my hands.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's, I don't know, people are crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of that's hype.
I mean, I get it, but you know, like GCX closed. That expo in, like, Los Angeles, whatever, like, sent everyone home. No, not doing it. And I mean, that's $1 million thing. Like, that's millions of dollars, you know, all these game developers have put in, and they're just like, hey, canceled. Sorry. Because of the coronavirus outbreak, or if you do want to call it outbreak, like.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot, like, E3 still going, because it happens in June or July. But there are other places overseas that are like, hey, we're not doing this. Like, cancel.
Yeah, I've seen some tattoo conventions that have already shut down. South by Southwest did.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But I think the only reason they did is because all the big guys, Twitter, Apple, everybody pulled out, which could have just been hype from the hype, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they canceled that basically because they had no money at that point.
Yeah.
With all those big guys pulling out.
A lot of those people pulled out too, like screwed a lot, like on GCX or GXC or whatever it's called, like screwed a bunch of people too. Them pulling that out and not doing it anymore because you have tiny little developers from different countries that are like, hey, this is my life savings to go to this, and they're like closing, you know, all those people. I watched a video about it the other day. It's like, hey, all these people use like really crappy airlines that can't get refunds, and now they're just out of money.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it sucks.
Yeah. So when I found out about the South by Southwest thing, that was my first thought, was all the small local businesses in Austin. Like,
I rely on that. Dude.
Yeah. Because that would be, I'm sure, a huge chunk of their yearly income.
Yeah.
Just from that you know.
Because, I mean, what, it's 9 days? South by Southwest 9 days?
Something like that, yeah.
So, I mean, that's 9 days of literally millions of people, millions of feet coming through, and it's just like,
yeah,
that's rough.
eating at your restaurant if that's what you do, staying in your hotel if that's what you do.
Yeah, like whatever it is. I mean, you got so many different types of people. Like there's antique shops, whatever it may be. Like
yeah,
and even like people outside of Austin. Like 'cause, I mean, you had travelers. It's like, oh, let's stop here. Like in Texas, I guess as a whole. I mean, it's just damper on anything they've got going on.
Yeah, that's a huge effect on that.
I didn't even think about that. Like that didn't even register to me. Like,
yeah, that was my first thought. Was, oh shit, that's a lot of money that place is losing out on now.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I don't know if it's just hype or if it's if it's something we should actually be worried about.
I mean, my company signed a big thing. They put out an email to us and it's like, hey, be careful. Like, and it's huge. It's huge. And so it's just like, I see those emails and I just laugh because it's like, really.
What's the death toll up to?
So I know for a fact that like they stopped kind of actively reporting it for a minute. So because that was like a big scandal for a minute.
What are you talking about?
Like, so on different, like on Oregon's site, they would report kind of like because they're trying to keep tracks that, like who's infected, who's actually died from it. And then they just got rid of like the actual death rates and the people that were suspected of having it. Like they just didn't have it on the Portland site anymore.
Who is they?
The government. Like it's just like it was removed from, so we were able to see like so you're able to see who is actually like kind of infected and then who isn't.
Look it up.
I'm looking
just
up.
Type it in.
I'm looking up stuff now.
It's like something like 3,000 maybe.
What's
like death rate or?
It's not as many as people actually think it is.
3.4% mortality rate. That's people who have been in contact, right?
Yeah.
This is from the World Health Organization as of March 3rd. Does it say how many have been... seasonal flu generally kills far fewer than 1%. COVID, corona... 3.4% cases have died. But does it give us a number? How many are infected? Oh, wait. We don't know how many are infected. So how do they come up with 3.4% if they don't know how many are infected?
I mean, maybe if you have the flu symptoms or just, hey, you're infected. Because, I mean, that's a lot of what it is.
Maybe. See if you can go to see if the World Health Organization themselves have something. It said World Health Organization sanitizer recipe.
Yeah, have you been to Walmart?
No, I've seen a bunch of pictures on social media.
It's crazy, dude.
It is definitely crazy.
I work for a restaurant, so it's just like, hey, I've got 2 bottles of sanitizer in my restaurant that need to be... I'm just like, we'll just go back and start slinging those out for $200 a piece.
You can make a killing. Situation reports. Here we go. Now we're getting something. Ooh, this is a PDF. Fancy.
3,100 deaths.
So it looks like these are the numbers right here.
Zoom in a little bit. These terrible, useless eyes can't see that.
Oh, so China is just 3,100 deaths.
Okay, so globally, 105,586 confirmed. Is that cases or deaths?
Looks like that's just cases.
Okay. So 105,586 cases.
And that's just
And then it looks
confirmed,
like right
so-
here would be outside of China. Here's the deaths: 484, 71 new ones.
484 outside of China. That is super low.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that bad.
So just don't go to China.
Yeah, out of 101 countries, 484. I mean,
That's
I'm willing to roll that dice. Let's go.
yeah. I got a better chance of falling down in this room and getting cut by something and getting tetanus and dying than I do of dying from that. See, I think it's hype, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's hype.
good, because I mean, I really don't care either way. I don't think I'm gonna get coronavirus. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's what year was swine flu? Like 2014, 2015?
2000, was that late?
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. What was the recent one?
It was Ebola was recently, wasn't it?
Oh, Ebola.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
was
That's right.
2014. I
2009.
think that was like 2009?
Ebola or swine flu was 2009.
Yeah, Ebola.
Bird flu was the one that was in like 2003.
Bird
2002.
flu. Yeah.
So I got sick, and my brother told everyone I had a bird flu.
Yeah. These come around so often. I think it's
Looks like about 2014. If these videos are kind of came out around the time of it.
see if you can find some numbers on that on Ebola.
I mean, those were less than coronavirus, right? Like,
I don't know.
that kind of just came and went. Like, it was here one day, and the next day it was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember.
Death rate of
Yeah.
up to 90%.
Shit, that's intense. It hit that. What was that from the World Health Organization?
Yeah.
Hit that.
It's the Office for Africa, so we're probably getting Africa numbers, but
Sure, maybe they'll have like the other one, and outside of Africa numbers too, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm curious now though. Latest numbers: March 1st, 2020.
I mean, it's still...
total cases, deaths.
That's Congo. Uganda. So, I guess Ebola's still out there,
Yeah, March 2020. That's crazy.
but it's just in Congo and Uganda. Anyway, I think we're okay.
Do you think we'll ever see anything like that, though? Like, a real threat?
Globally?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, China looks pretty fucked right now.
Yeah.
And if China's fucked, China's got a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
China's a smart country though. There's a lot of big brains in China.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
if shit can fall through the cracks there, it can definitely fall through the cracks
I mean,
here.
wasn't that what it was? Like, it literally fell through the cracks. Like, somebody had the virus and...
I think so. Isn't it just flu-like symptoms at
Yeah.
first? So I mean, I could see how it would easily do that.
I'm talking about, like, someone, like, physically had it. Like, a vial of something.
Oh, I don't know. Did they?
I want to say somebody told me that's, like... I don't know how accurate that is, but, like, I'm pretty sure someone was just, like, it was... They had it, because I'm pretty sure, like, part of the Ebola outbreak was because of that, too.
Really?
They're saying, like, CDC has Ebola, and they just kind of got out.
Oh shit. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm too dumb when it comes to that stuff. I don't do my research.
I just don't stay on top of it because I don't.
It's never gonna happen to us. Like, it's one of those.
Unless it's something that's actually realistically, like if that side of my house catches on fire and I start to smell it, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta take steps to fucking, then it's a problem. But this, I don't feel like it's a problem, so I don't pay too much attention to it until it is. Which may not be that smart for me, really, in the grand scheme of things. Maybe I'm the one fucking up here. I don't know.
Nah, it's cool. I'm doing the same thing.
Is this the story of it? Corona appeared in Wuhan, a city in China, in December 2019. Although health officials are still tracing the exact source of this new coronavirus, early hypothesis thought it may be linked to a seafood market in Wuhan. Some people who visited the market developed viral pneumonia caused by the new coronavirus. A study that came out on January 25th, 2020, notes that the individual with the first reported case became ill on December 1st, 2019, and had no link to the seafood market. So that sounds bunk. Investigations are ongoing as to how this virus originated and spread.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did that say at the bottom?
The virus probably emerged from an animal source, but now seems to be spreading from person to person.
Corona has been detected in people throughout China. Okay. This is from, hopkinsmedicine.org? Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to find sources that aren't like .com or like, Wired or something that might be biased.
Yeah, something that actually makes sense.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just 2020's bird flu, 2020's...
That's what I think. I wonder how much of that could, though, be released on purpose.
I mean...
Maybe we got spies in China that are like, fuck China.
That's a bad move.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Again, a lot of ifs and buts and who knows,
I just feel like China can do whatever they want, so it's just stay on China's good side, I guess.
They pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah.
For the most part. I know they definitely steal patents and make shit and then just sell it to us and don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we buy it, so.
I mean, yeah, it's easier than making our own. That's another thing too. When you look at it, shit's pretty fragile. It could all go south pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Jenga tower, man. The wrong block comes out, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Well, I think that's probably like America playing world police. I think that's a big part of that.
It could be.
It's mind our own business for a little bit.
It could be. I'm pretty interested in all the stuff that we don't know about.
God, that's like some of the only shit I'm actually scared of. Maybe that's Area 51 in general.
Yeah.
Terrifies me. Like this. And like it's a conversation that just like aliens.
Yeah.
Unrational fear.
Really?
Yeah. Like.
You think they're out there? You think we know about them?
I hope not. I hope they're not out there. Like, I'm like super irrational fear. Like you were like, hey, there's an alien there. I'm finding the closest gun and blowing my head off. Like that's
really.
Yeah. It scares the shit out of me.
Really? What if they're? What if they are, but they're just like super cuddly?
Nah, I'm not gonna get that far. Just
okay. All right.
That's like my irrational fear. I'm just like that. Like this, that whole thing.
I've straddled the fence on it quite a bit. Because I have no evidence that I've seen to make me think that there are aliens even out there somewhere. But at the same time, us being here makes me think that there's got to be something else somewhere.
Yep. And I think that's like the part of it that scares me. Because it's like, what if? Because just think about everything that we do know of.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me because we know it. Like, we know it's there. I mean, just say, okay, so if, like, lions.
Yeah.
We never knew about them.
Yeah.
And then one day they all just showed up. That'd be fucking terrifying.
I mean, for groups of people that's happened.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sure to them, but.
Yeah. Maybe some Vikings went down to Africa at some point, and they were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and just killed everyone. Like,
yeah.
It's just horrible, reference, but it's like, hey, it'd be terrifying.
I mean, it would be, for sure. But at some point, eventually, you figure out what lions are, and you learn you can what you can and can't do with them.
I don't think it's gonna be that way with aliens, though.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
There's too much mystery with it to give any to lean one way or the other on that.
I totally believe that they're real. I
Yeah.
just don't want to. Like, I just block that out. Like, I just want to block that out 100% and just be like, no.
By the numbers, they're definitely out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But the question would be, how far along are they?
Yeah. And
I think maybe there's just some ooze somewhere, right? That's crawling up out of, I don't know, a rock or water or whatever the fuck is on their planet. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me. Like, what? Everything that we know here, all life is carbon based, but maybe that's not the case somewhere else.
Yeah. Do you think we'd be more advanced or less advanced?
I don't know. That's part of.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're all. I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
Because that's just.
I don't even know. My imagination at this point is too small to even imagine what type of being an alien could be, or what type of planet or environment it could come from. So it's way too small to even push it further to find out where they would be technologically. There's no telling. Just don't have the mental capacity to even think about it. It's like trying to count to infinity. I can't. I'll never make it, man.
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
shit.
Till I see it, I have no idea.
I just couldn't do it. I want to know. Like, I would love to like just hang out in the area 51 all day.
I think though, I have a hard time being on the side that if they're out there, we know about them, because I don't think there's. I think somebody would have given up some information.
Yeah. I also think that if they were out there and they were, based on what we, I guess, know, they're so much farther advanced than we are.
Yeah.
Why bother? It's just one of those, like, why would I bother with any of that? Like, they're eventually going to kill each other off, so we have no need to interfere.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah. I think the that Bob Lazar documentary is probably the most believable thing I've seen so far.
I haven't watched it. I've watched a lot of his interviews.
Yeah.
Dude's pretty nuts.
It
like
is
in the best
crazy.
possible way. Like he's
either, that dude's definitely either seen some shit, or he's gone over that story 1 billion times, because his stories always match up. He's never, from all the documentaries and all the everything that I've seen, all his interviews, he's always consistent with his story. Everything seems to check out.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Maybe he's told that story to himself so many times that it's just easy for him to rattle it off. I mean, just as much as it may be factual, it could be fiction.
I mean, maybe.
It's just he's really good at telling a lie.
It's definitely it's definitely a possibility.
Because, it's one of those things, like, you tell yourself a lie so often that it's eventually the truth to you.
It's true. It could be. Usually you find some inconsistencies in there, though, somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But
really, even from the truth, though, you'll sometimes find inconsistencies. Just because people remember
he's
shit
spot
different.
on. Like, he's spot on every time.
Which makes me wonder about the whole thing. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's one of those I don't think we'll ever know until we know.
Yeah, I don't want to ever know. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know.
It comes from, like, tons of X-Files, and my mom making me watch it when I was young, and it just terrified me.
I love that show.
I will not watch it now.
No?
No.
I love it.
Signs, when that came out, terrified me.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I'm so, like, I'm not scared of a lot of stuff. That right there is just like, I'm good.
I love the idea of it. I love the mystery. I love the like the hidden agendas and the big cover up secret. I love the whole thing. In the same way that I love Bigfoot conspiracies and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff too. And I think the Bigfoot stuff is more interesting.
Yeah.
For the simple fact of the people telling the stories.
Yeah.
Those fuckers are crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever met someone who like actually thinks they saw Bigfoot?
No, I don't know if I could, because I would not be able to hold it together. Like, I would just be laughing. Like, it's just.
I met one guy who I used to work with a while back, and he claimed that he saw one, and that it attacked his dog outside of his house. It was pretty comical. He swore up and down though that he did.
It's nuts. Like,
It is nuts. That one I don't believe in. I definitely lean more towards the side of aliens than I do Bigfoot.
Oh,
for sure.
for sure. Like, yeah, that's a little bit more. Aliens are oddly enough the more believable thing.
Yeah. We have a hard time getting to space, exploring space. I think we would have come across an ape that big somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere.
I mean, because supposedly he's Pacific Northwest. There's a version down here in the southern Ozarks, and then down in the swamps. I think there's another one up in the North Midwest there.
Too many of them.
There's a couple different kinds.
Yeah, and like I said, we've never come across one ever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how?
Yeah. The only one that we have on video is proven fake.
Yeah.
So.
Not how many times they share it. Yeah, it's stuff has been.
Yeah.
You know, the guy came out in the suit and was just like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
And people still try to pass that off. Like, oh, have you seen that tape? It's like, yes.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
Everyone has.
Get with the program here.
I think that's just one of the silliest conspiracy theories ever.
It is, for sure. I could see, I mean, people get weird when they're out alone somewhere, you know? I've gotten that feeling like someone's watching me, you know? And then you get, you know.
Especially when it's a place you've never been. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, I won't say that feeling leaves when you're somewhere you've been a million times, because, you know, it's, whether it be nature or outdoors, like whatever, like it's still like, you're out somewhere at night, I don't care who you are, like, no one's that tough to be like, oh, like, I hear a stick break, what the hell is that? Like, I'm looking, like, I want to know what the hell's behind me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's those survival instincts.
Yeah. And so.
Yeah. I think it all comes from stories.
Everyone wants to be famous for seeing Bigfoot.
Sure. Everyone wants to have, I mean, that's the thing, right? So you have this story of something that you've convinced yourself is real, whatever it was, a bear, you know, whatever, a big dog, who knows? Just something, an owl flying through the forest, and you just heard a noise and thought it was a Bigfoot. But then you come back with this story, and then people are like, oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it, but.
Get a little bit of clout in your area of where you live, and everyone wants to talk to you about it, and it's just like.
Yeah. Definitely ridiculous, though.
But it's funny watching those guys talk. It's always just, like, entertaining. Like, they're adamant about what they saw. Like, very just like, oh, every detail that they can make up to tell you. It's like, hey, this happened. This was...
Yeah.
And so it's entertaining. I will say that.
Yeah. Half the time, I think when they're telling those stories, they're trying to convince themselves as well.
Yeah. I can totally see that.
It's normally what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
But...
What other conspiracies are you into?
I don't know. I usually don't think about them too much until, you know, they come up in conversation at some point. Most of them until I try to think of them very scientifically. So until I've got some actual evidence, till I've got something that I can look at and be like, okay, that seems legit. They're all bunk to me.
Yeah.
It's just dudes telling stories.
Yeah. It's fun though.
It is.
I like reading into it, like the whole everything, anything I can find. You know, obviously, not all conspiracy theories are gonna catch my interest. Some are just fucking stupid.
Sure.
But like the whole 9/11 thing, anything about the Vatican, like that stuff's interesting. Like it's just shit's crazy.
Some of it, the 9/11 one is pretty ridiculous to me. Some of them are really interesting. Some of them, I mean, could be believable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's the thing, right? Like, a lot of them, how do you even find out? Like, especially, like, let's go to the 9/11 ones in specifically. Like, how do we even know these secret operations that the government has going on, you know?
Yeah.
How do you find out anything about them?
Yeah, who are you to tell us what happened? Like, how do you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they have some pretty compelling cases. It's just like, oh, shit.
Well, we do know that our government does some shady shit.
Yeah.
So, at the same time, yeah, it's,
And I think that's why we entertain it. Because we know, like, hey, this is not accurate. Like, there's definitely some truth's not there. And I think that's why we leech onto those ones. Anything that has to do with, like, a political thing and government, like, we're just like, oh, that shit's real.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at this point, with the way our government is, it's hard to deny anything.
Yeah.
Like, they don't tell us a lot, you know?
Yeah.
For a good reason, probably, but I don't know.
That's why I think I like anything that has to do with, like, the Vatican.
Yeah?
Like, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
And, like...
those dudes definitely have shady shit going on, too.
Yeah.
They always have.
I feel like they have way more shady shit than our government does.
You don't gain control of most of the known world, you know, that far back in time without having some shady shit going down.
Yeah.
You got... I mean, they still have a huge grip on a lot.
On everything. Like, it's... I watched this video several years ago, and it was, like, all about, like, the Vatican and Jesus. And it was, like, there was, like, one line in that whole movie that just, like... Or, not a line, like, a phrase that dude said. I, like, hold on forever. He's like, if you knew what we knew, the whole world would end. And I'm just like, what the fuck do you guys know? Like, what do you know?
Yeah.
It's like this whole... the earth would crumble. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They're probably not wrong.
No, I don't think so.
People would lose their shit, probably.
And I would like to see that. Like, something like that. Because, I mean, I don't know. Are you a person of faith?
Mm-mm.
Me either.
No.
And so it's like, for us, it would be fine.
Yeah.
We'd be like, oh, yeah, called it. Like,
yeah.
So I've been saying for years, but, like, to watch that unfold would be pretty interesting. I don't think that... I think it would affect us at some point in something.
Yeah.
But personally, like, emotionally, nothing.
Yeah. I would like to see something like that unfold just so I could say, I told you so.
Yeah.
Just to have that high ground.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of person that I am.
Oh, yeah. No, me too. I fucking told you.
Yeah. See? But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's the question, though. So what could cause, like, everyone to lose their mind in that situation?
I mean, like, in the video that they were I watched, it was just, like, Jesus' whole timeline. How it's inaccurate. And he didn't die. And it was just, like, he lived his whole life, like, a very good life. Had children. And it was just, like... pretty much saying that Christianity was a lie. Like, Catholicism was legit to an extent. And then Christianity was just a fucking lie that they used to get everyone brainwashed. And it was just like, if we told you that, it would just crumble. Everyone would just crumble.
I just don't think that... So, really, if I'm being honest, that's part of what I think.
Yeah.
Realistically. I think even if the Vatican came out and said that, I think nobody who does believe in the faith would even buy it.
Oh God, no!
I think they'd all be like, whatever.
I mean, they're so
bullshit.
For lack of better words, they're so brainwashed. Like they just he's lying.
Yeah.
It's
so deep rooted at this point. Even if we were able to prove it fake, even if every single person that wrote all the books of the Bible came back from the dead and stood in front of the whole world and said, well, I made all this shit up.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul? Yep. I made all this shit up. People would be like, lies.
Well, I think it is.
That's not the real Paul.
Yeah. Well, it's also one of those things. It's like for one person telling, there's 5 people telling. They're like, no, that's not real.
Yeah.
And so it's just like,
yeah,
somebody wouldn't even be there to be like, oh, he's lying.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, that's just part of that brainwashing. Like I think
it's a hell of a religion is definitely a mind control device.
I know. I need to get on that level.
It works. It works, I guess. It's worked for a long time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I don't think it's just Christianity. I think it's like almost every single part of religion.
Most religions.
I think
most religions, I think, that have a single deity.
Yeah.
Which are the surviving ones for the most part. I mean, you still have Buddhism, I think.
Yeah.
Where they're just really...
They just want to be left alone.
Yeah. They're just trying to be chill.
Yeah.
Are there any other multiple deity religions alive?
I don't even know.
Hindu? What do the Hindu worship? Do they have one god?
I don't think so. They have multiple.
That may be one of the
so.
few left. But the major ones all, I think that's just single. Those are all your majors now. Yeah, Hindu, yeah. Shinto, Taoism. But those aren't that major though, right?
Nothing I feel like we hear about on the daily. I'm trying to see if I can find something that's like paganism.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's probably the most.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's probably the biggest blooming one right now.
Yeah, for sure.
The newest and freshest.
Yeah. And I think it's silly because people are just riding a trend.
Yeah, I think for the most part.
I mean,
it's a cool aesthetic, so that's mostly what they're into.
And that's my big thing. Like, I don't hate on anybody's religion, but be about that shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be Christian, live that life. I don't agree, but props because you're doing it. Whatever.
Yeah. I have, I don't know. Part of me is like, you're an idiot, and then part of me is like, but I don't care because there's no effect.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not that I don't think they're not idiots.
Yeah.
But it's just like you have people that really do like live by that, and not like completely, but like they're a good person. They're morally sound. They try to do the right thing all the time. And so if you're doing that, do that. Like, dope. But you got a lot of people that go to church, and you have these fucking mega churches that they're just going there to be seen. Like, they're not there to do anything. They're shitty as soon as they leave. I hate to fuck those people.
Yeah?
I hope they don't make it home.
Yeah.
It's just shitty. Like, those are the shittiest people.
They probably want to be, want to be those people who can just follow the faith. Otherwise, I don't think they'd waste their time. So at least I don't know, maybe at least they're doing something?
No, I mean...
I don't know. There's no effect on me either way.
Yeah. I mean, not me either. Like, it really doesn't affect me at all. But it's just like...
You probably
do it.
You probably run into more of them with your on the restaurant side,
Yeah. All
dealing
the
with
time.
shitty
All the
people,
time.
that Sunday church crowd that you always hear about. So I'm sure that you have more experience in
They're
that
the
than I
fucking
do.
rudest people ever.
That's what I hear.
Like, they're so rude.
That's what I hear. Which is crazy. That's crazy.
Like, it's insane. Like, it's sometimes it just doesn't baffle me.
Yeah. I don't know. I try not to be that way in general. So I don't understand those people. Are they that way all the time
Yeah.
in that setting? Or is
Yeah.
it Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if people would just stop worrying about whether they're going to heaven or hell and just be moral, just be a moral person, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's, You're living by whatever this dude's up front telling you, and just, I'd choose to live like somewhat moral life, I guess.
Yeah. What are some of the morals?
I mean, the whole straight edge thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
But that's also not for any particular reason. Like, I mean, it's not that anyone in my family is like, it's because of anyone in my family. It's just like, hey, I grew up in the hardcore and punk. I'd never done anything, heard about straight edge. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'd say tell people all the time, like, my mom was cool. Like, I guess, like, for lack of better words, like, she was like, hey, do whatever you want. Just do it at home.
Yeah.
So you don't get hurt. So I don't have to find you in the police department. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
And so it's like when you have a lot of kids that do that 14, 15, 16, they do it to rebel.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just never wanted to. And now, it's like, I know the kind of person I am. Like, I'm super addictive personality. And so it's like, if I drank, I wouldn't stop. And I was like, I'm aware of that. Like, I don't care if anyone else does. Do your thing. Like, that's what makes you happy. By all means, please. Like, I'll buy you a beer. I don't care.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, I know that's all I would do. And I very much know that.
Have you ever drank at all?
Nah.
Never.
100% sober my entire life.
Wow.
I took a pain pill one time. I broke my wrist and they made me take it.
Yeah.
Because they had to break it back. And so they were just like, and like literally, like, I told them, just do it. I don't care. And they're like, no, take this. And like the doctor and a nurse like held me down and put it in my mouth. I was like 13. So it was just.
See, that's impressive to me. And not along the idea of I don't know, just that you can go that stretch of time and not even, I don't know, maybe be curious.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, curious of what? Because I don't know what it's like.
Exactly.
So
I guess that's what I mean.
I mean, and for me, it doesn't form any sort of curiosity for me. Like, it doesn't, because I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen people drunk. I've seen people fucking out of their minds on drugs. Like, it's just, none of that makes it appealing. And it's just like, for me, it's like, oh, well, when people say they drink to have fun, and it's like, for me, it's like, if I'm with you and you're drinking because you want to have fun, I'm going to feed off that energy and I'm going to have fun either way. And so it's just like, and some people can't do that because some people need a drink to just chill, to be themselves.
Yeah.
And I get that 100%, like, do it. But not me.
Well, have you ever you never been interested in, like, well, what are they getting from that?
Nah.
Cause
not really.
They got to be getting something, right? If that many people do it, there's got to be something in it, right?
I mean, for me, it's like a lot of people that I know that, like, personally, that, like, drink a lot are all, like, running from shit. You know, and it's just like they're running from whatever mental issues or mental instabilities they have. And I'm not saying that I don't have any.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, mental health is, like, a big deal. But it's like, I've seen people use it as a crutch a lot. And not saying that everyone does that, but I've seen a lot of people that just strictly drink to get rid of whatever is bothering them that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you can definitely use it for that, for sure.
And so it's just like, I never want to be at that point. I mean, has it ever crossed my mind? Has shit just happened until I'm like, fuck it. Tonight's the night. It's come across my mind.
Yeah. But
it's not a good thought. It's like, hey, how much of this can I drink before I get fucking alcohol poisoning? Because I'm going to try to shoot big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's most things. And then, like, weed. Shut up about weed. It should be illegal. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that weed's still illegal is fucking silly. Grow up.
It is pretty silly, especially as less dangerous as it is than alcohol.
Yeah, and it's just like, I get the medicinal stuff, everything behind weed. Like, I get it. And I mean, it's just like, as a country, can we just grow up already? Like, just let people do what they want to do. Stop criminalizing it. Like, and fuck, like, drugs in general. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Let it go. We have penitentiaries and county jails that are packed up with somebody that wanted to get high after work.
Yeah.
So are we really doing that dumb shit?
Yeah. There's, I think Portugal is one of them. There's countries that have totally decriminalized all drugs across the board. You want to do heroin? Fucking do heroin. You know, you wanna do crack? Do fucking crack. And it has significantly, I'm sure we can find some numbers on that, significantly dropped, like drug usage.
It's also like crime.
And crime, yeah, both. By just decriminalizing those drugs.
And that's what they say about like the whole like cartel thing and the U.S. It's like we have this war on drugs. It's like just make it legal, and there will no longer be a war on drugs because it's not gonna be that mad rush to get them, you know. And it's just I don't care. Like that's one thing that I couldn't care less about. It's just, and I even hate like the whole straight edge thing. Like I've got several straight edge tattoos, but it's just like I hate talking about it. I'm not talking about it, but like that label. Because it makes people think like, oh, he's an asshole. Because like 15 years ago, you were straight edge, you were a dick. Like they had that whole malicious side of them.
Yeah,
I've never
judgmental.
been that dude. Like I've never been that dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm straight edge, dude. Like I've sat next to people doing coke, and it's like I don't care. Like do your thing. Like that's what makes you happy. Like who am I to judge?
Yeah.
And so it's just like make drugs legal, let everyone party whatever they want to do it, and people will end up weeding themselves down either way.
Yeah. Generally, I don't think that it'll ever happen in the U.S. though.
Make too much money off of it.
Exactly. Right now, I think the only reason that marijuana is still illegal nationally is because the feds just haven't put together a way to get their finger in it, to get a fistful of the cash, of the revenue.
And I mean, I get that, and it's Colorado not proving anything. I mean, look how much money they're making. I mean, there's something they can do to get that money.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time at this point. With states just going ahead and doing it on their own, it's just a matter of time. Especially showing the income there.
Yeah. Colorado's a bunch of great things since that. Like, it's crazy. I mean, they built that like several apartment complexes to just homeless people.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you have 6 months, get a job, pay rent.
Well, it's a $1 billion industry.
Yeah, and so it's just like, why are we not jumping aboard on all that? Like, talk about how you want to clean the streets up and want to make all these places look nicer, but we're not doing stuff like that. I mean, that could easily do all of that.
It's just a matter of time at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it's going to end up coming down to is figuring out federally where the money can be made, where the most money can be made before it actually does happen. I think a lot of the pushback on it though too is look at all the people that are in jail for like marijuana possession charges and shit like that, because jails are privately owned.
Yeah.
There's money to be made when you have people in your jail, in your prison. So as long as that's going on, I mean, they gotta have people in jail for something.
Yeah.
And once they figure out there's more money to be made on,
with prisoners instead of without.
Well, with like making marijuana legal, then they'll just figure out something else to put people in prison for. But
because I know people that are like fucking literally battling jail time for a traffic ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not so good.
Yeah, I mean that's just silly. I mean that's silly on two parts though. I mean it's just you can't pay the $125 ticket. Like that's on you. Stop buying dumb shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time,
you need to budget a little better.
Yeah, but then going to trial and trying to send someone to prison for a fucking parking ticket. Like, you're wasting more time and money doing this than just being like, just get us when you can.
Most places will do that. In all my experience.
Yeah, a lot of places will, but I mean, it's just one of those. People are negligent. People don't. And some people just don't care. Like, they just, it's a parking ticket, whatever, I'll pay it when I can, and then just don't pay anything.
Yeah.
And I get that, but I feel like, hey, make them do community service. I'd be way more pissed about doing community service and going to jail.
Yeah, maybe. It's going to take a long time to get. Either way, it sucks. Either way, that sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing time, whether it be community service or doing jail, that sucks.
I mean, but I would just pay tickets.
Yeah,
I'm not that worried about it.
That's easier.
I've paid 2 parking tickets this past month, so
have you?
Not parking, speeding tickets.
Man, I have had so many speeding tickets in my life.
I got 2 speeding tickets a week from each other in the same spot, doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, 85 and F55. Exit 35 in White County.
Oh, man.
Twice in a week. Damn near the exact same time. One was at like midnight, one was at 2 in the morning.
Was it the same cop?
No, I wish it was the same cop. I got pulled over. He's like, you know what I pulled you over for? I was like, nah. He's like, speeding. I was like, I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was just like, all right, man.
Yeah. Even when I was a kid, when I first started to drive, my first vehicle was a 94 Ford Tempo.
Nice.
Terrible car. So slow. But I drove that thing as fast as it would go every single place I went.
Yeah.
I remember the very first speeding ticket I got. I grew up in around Heber. I went to high school between Heber and Batesville. Tiny little school. So I was coming back from Greer's Ferry toward home, and there was a car that got right up on my ass. I'd been driving maybe like 6 months. Right up on my ass with his lights. Just shining on my mirror into my eyes. I was like, what the fuck? So I slowed way down. It's a 55. I'm doing like 30 in a passing zone. Like, go around me, dude. You know? Wouldn't go around me. So, I slowed down even more. Still wouldn't go around me. So I was like, fuck this. So I just hammered it. Got up to about 65. Pulled over. It was a cop. It was the first speeding ticket ever. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, then I realized, well, this isn't that big a deal. I just pay the fine and go. So after that, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to drive how I want. I've had my license suspended on 3 different occasions just for speeding tickets. I think my record's clean right now. No, it's not.
Yeah, you definitely had.
I have the ticket from
one ticket.
when I hit that lady.
Yeah.
But that wasn't speeding, so that doesn't count.
You just hit a lady.
I just hit a lady. Fuck her.
No big deal.
She was where I wanted to be.
No, I just got speeding, and I mean, that's the only tickets I've gotten.
Just those 2?
I'm heading more, but I'm trying to think. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Because usually, I'll speed pretty much everywhere. But a lot of cops just they're doing whatever they're doing. They're not looking at.
Yeah.
There's several times I pass a cop going like 95, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm about to get pulled over. And I'm like, or am I? Like, what are you doing over there, man? Like,
yeah.
So it's just like, all right, well, fuck me. Like, good.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah.
That's normally not my case. I'm normally getting pulled over.
That stretch from Conway to Little Rock, man. I've never gotten pulled over there.
Yeah.
And I have zoomed by cops up there.
That's a pretty good spot. You're pretty safe generally in that area just because there's so much traffic anyway. There's too much to pay attention to there, I think. A lot of mine came from, traveling in between small towns where I was growing up when I was younger. And then for a long time, I was driving back and forth to Louisiana for work. Like, every 2 weeks, I would drive that 6.5 hour stretch. So, and it's so shitty because the speed limit's 75, and then you cross into a 45, and then it's 65, and then it's 35. Like,
oh, dude, I got a ticket in an area just like that. Marshall.
yeah,
They have that 55 that goes directly to a 35. Like, and I'm just like, I literally past the fucking sign and got pulled over. And I was slowing down.
yeah,
And he was like, you know, I pulled you over. I was like, fuck you.
yeah. There's a reason they call those speed traps. That's exactly what they are, man.
Yeah, it sucked.
Just to get you. And those small towns, it's just revenue, man. It's not even about like trying to. I mean, in my case, like get my license suspended because
they fucking.
It's just trying to get revenue.
Yeah, because I called them. I was like, how much is the ticket? And they were like, oh, it's 150, but if you pay right now, 75. I was like, yep, let's pay right now. Like,
Exactly. That's just that police department just trying to justify them having as many officers as they do.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one, you know? Somebody just trying to keep their mortgage paid.
Yeah.
That's all.
I've been to driving class once for aggressive driving, for speeding.
Yeah?
I just did that to get it off my record. I was young. I was like 19. I don't even think I was going that fast. Like, it was like a shitty ticket. Like, it was the worst class ever. I fucking hated that shit.
I've had to do 2 of those in my... So with driver control, like once you get so many points in Arkansas, once you get so many points on your license, they'll send you a letter. Hey, you got to come meet with driver control. We're gonna talk to you. You gotta fix what's going on.
Yeah.
So you go in, and you're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, your speeding tickets are out of control. And they're like, you're gonna have to take this class. We'll give you a warning, but if you get any more, that's it. We're gonna pull your license. Or you can just not take the class and we'll pull your license now. So I'm always like, okay, well, I'll do it. I've had to do it twice. And then still got my license taken because I'll get another ticket, turn right around and just get another ticket.
It's just the shittiest classes.
Yeah. The whole thing's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I'm not going to stop speeding. Just write me a ticket, I'll give you the money, and we'll call it even.
Yeah, no shit. When I took mine, it was before, like, smartphones. Like, this sometime, like, 2006. It's like I had nothing to do. Like, so it's like this 8-hour class, and I'm just like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then, like, the teacher goes, like, hey, we can skip lunch and just end early. And everyone's like, we want lunch. I'm like, why? Like, just end early.
Yeah.
Just end early.
Yeah, just get this over with.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. A lot of times I have to do classes for the offshore gig, and when I gotta go do those, it's usually the same thing. Like, hey, we can bang this out, just do like a 6-hour day here, or we can stop and take these breaks. Like, let's just get it done, man.
Yeah.
Let's just get it fucking done.
Fuck that. Like,
let's just hammer through, be over.
It's just so hard to stay awake in those fucking things, man.
Yeah. It always feels like a waste of time, no matter what, in a setting like that, to me.
Oh, me too. Like, it's just, yes, I know speeding's bad, and it's not going to get you there any faster. It's going to be there a little faster.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we just stop this silly shit. Like, let's just be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's another thing with, like, going back to the whole government. Like, I'm going to do what I want, regardless of what you say, you know?
Right.
So, if you catch me, then shame on me. If not, great.
Yeah. Be better at your jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mostly, I think, how I look at life in general, though.
Me too, for the most part. Yeah.
Do what I feel like doing, or what needs to be done.
Yeah. I'm not really worried about what anyone else has to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just... If you don't like what I'm doing, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I still have the same, like, my attitude towards people. Like, anyone that doesn't like me, I get it. I'm kind of a douche sometimes. I know me well enough to know, like, why people don't like me. I'm kind of a dick. I'm going to say whatever. I don't care. Like, if you ask me my opinion, I'm going to tell you. And it's caused a lot of people to not like me. I'm never mean. I'm not rude. But, oh, I want the truth. Tell me how you feel. And they never want it.
Yeah.
So whatever. But some people also, like, really like me for that. Because they're like, oh, yeah, you're going to be straight up. I'm just like, hey, it's how to be. Like, I think we are so trained to be so polite and nice. And you have to like everyone. You have to give everyone a chance. And it's like, nah, I just don't fucking like that dude.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah. I try to like everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely like want to. It's like I don't hate everyone, but at the same time, like, fuck you. Like, you're shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, a bunch of shitty people.
Yeah. I will decide I don't like someone just because they make things difficult, even if it's just something real small.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta.
Don't inconvenience me, because then I won't like you.
Well, and my whole thing too is I'll talk to people, you know, with my job, and I'll look, hey, I don't need the story. Just tell me what you need.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you need. Okay, I got you. Like, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
you're adding too much to this. Like, it's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
Because I don't mind conversating. I don't mind conversating with anyone, but it's just like telling me a bunch of bullshit that I didn't ask for.
Yeah.
Being an inconvenience. Like, I'm trying to do something like. I hate people for the most part. That's why I stay secluded. Stay away from everyone.
I get that way for sure. Like when there's a lot of shit going on, or when I've got too much to do already. Like I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you need, and I'll take care of it when I can.
Yeah. No, and I mean, for my job, I'm fucking stressed all the time. So it's just like, if you're not doing something to relieve any of this, then just let me deal with my shit, and then when I get time, I'll hit you back up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's whatever. But, and not to be a dick, but it's like, yo, I'm stressed. Like, I'm stressed the fuck out. My job sucks. I love my job, don't get me wrong. But it's just like, I love it. I mean, I've been doing it for 14 years. At the same job. I love my job, but sometimes that shit just gets to me.
Yeah.
And I'm a person, I say, I'm pretty stress-free. Like, I don't really let shit bother me. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm just always chill. It's ruined relationships on how, like, relaxed I am. Because they're like, oh, you don't care. It's like, no, I do care. I want to be stuck up your ass. Like, I want you to be able to do all the shit you want to do. And I care, but I also want you to have that space to be able to, like, do that.
Yeah.
And it's just not, it's never worked. And it's just like, it's not because I don't. It's just like, I'm just that chill. Like, I'm comfortable with me. I'm secure with me, so I don't need constant reassurance. I don't need to constantly reassure people. It's like, hey, I'm into you. Let's do this. And then just understand that. And that's been rough.
Yeah. Relationships are hard.
Yeah.
They're hard. It's a weird balancing act.
I mean, yeah, it is and isn't. Like, it just kind of depends on the person. Because I guess for me, like, if I'm into you, it's like, it's going to be real easy. It's not going to be hard. But I guess it also just depends on how long it's been. Like, what is the end goal?
Yeah.
That's why I've been single forever, because it's like, my end goal is, like, eventually, like, I'm not saying I want to get married to anyone, but, like, I want this to last a while. Like, I don't want it to be a one-time thing. If it's going to be a one-time thing, we can just, let's talk about that first, and then we can do that, and then later on, it's like, bye, like, later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also don't want kids. Like, I have one. I don't want another one. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to do that again.
No, man. They seem like a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It's rough.
Yeah.
Well, it's the whole, like, point where I'm at now, where, like, we're separated, like, or not separated, we're just not together anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just like, do I want to bring another kid into this world where that could potentially happen? Another split up and me not see my kid, or her not see the kid, because that's how I'm with it with my ex right now. Like, she full custody of my daughter. She lives in Colorado.
Oh shit! Yeah,
and it's really hard. But me being the person I am, because my ex, like, we didn't work out. I fucking love her. Like, she's doing her thing. Go ahead. She's trying to get her career better. Do that. She has my daughter. Fine. I know that the person she's with now, they're doing what they have to can. But it's like, I'm not, like, petty enough to try to take my daughter away. Because I know what it's like to not have her. I would never do that to her. Ever. I was like, that shit's rough. Like,
yeah.
That shit will keep you up at night. Like, fuck. And so it's just like, I would never do that to her. And I don't want to have another kid just to do that to. Like, that shit's rough. Like, I don't care who you are. You can think you're the toughest fucking person in the world. Have a kid, have them taken away from you. Change that. That'll change quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not an emotional person at all. And that's probably, like, the one thing that can get me close to, like, just, like, tearing up. Like, just, like, fuck. Because, like, whenever she'll come down to visit, it's, like, it's rough.
Yeah.
But, you know, I take care of business. I gotta do what I gotta do. Take care of her, whatever she needs.
Sure.
That's all she needs.
Sure.
So, that's why I don't. If I'll date a girl, she's got kids, it's cool. I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me. I'm 33, getting old. Like, I don't have time to fuck around and just wait. Not wait, but, like, be picky on, oh, you have kids? Never mind. Like, I'd rather not know about them, like, from the beginning. Like, if you do, that's cool. Like, you can tell me you have them, but, like, I think it's really weird when people are like, oh, meet my kid. We've only been dating for a week. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's real weird.
Made this, like, too real. It's only been a week.
I'm 33 too. I've only dated one girl that had a kid, and that whole situation was weird to me. I'm like, this is weird. I was in my mid-20s then, and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's very weird.
It's just a whole nother layer to everything. It's too much. Kids aren't my jam anyway, though.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing.
Yeah, I didn't care for kids either. I had one, and it was just like,
Yeah.
I think having one is what made me open to that, of, like, dating someone that has one as well.
Yeah.
But I also like it to an sense of, like, hey, we're dating, I have a kid, so the time that we have, it's like, hey, this is what we have to do. And it's like, okay. Because I'm a planner. Like, I want to plan shit out. Like, I want to do whatever I'm going to do, I want set. Because I'm going to do whatever I want, and the other times I don't. So if, like, you don't make plans with me, then we don't have plans. Like, and I'm not going to wait for somebody like, oh, let me reach out to you. If I have time tomorrow, it's like, well, if you have time tomorrow, I'm probably going to be busy, so I'm good.
Yeah.
And, you know, any girl that I've ever dated that had a kid, it's just like, okay, hey, we're doing this at 6 o'clock on Sunday, and it's like, it's always on time. So that's cool. But
Yeah.
other than that.
Maybe that's already too much for me. Like, I have to, like, work. I got, like, a dedicated time for that. And then, like, this, I've got to dedicate time for because it's just so many bodies got to be at the same place at the same time. But other than that, I'm like, for the most part, like, let's play it, just see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that all my shit has to be planned. Like,
Yeah.
But with that in particular,
Sure.
that's for me. It's like I just want to set time aside. Like, if we're gonna plan it for that time, let's plan it for that time.
Yeah.
Because I'm completely content with being home alone. Like, completely content. So it's like, you can come over, but you're gonna see me play games or do work shit. Like,
Yeah.
I would much rather go do something outside or whatever it may be. So it's just, I've always been that way. Like, I would rather sit and listen to records and just sit down and not do shit than go out and do anything
Yeah.
by myself. Like, I do that fine. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah. I can see that.
Said people put too much focus on constantly being around other people for their happiness, and I've been completely content and happy just solo.
Yeah. I try to keep it as even as I can, because I find that if I lean one way or the other, then I get too into that, like, and then it's hard to go back.
No, I get that, and I think, you know, that's how I am. Like, I'm very, very content with just being by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I have a roommate that I haven't seen in, like, a week, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm just okay.
Yeah.
Like, I could live by, like, me before he moved in, I lived by myself, and I would never have anyone over. And I was just like, yeah, that's good. Like, I'm happy. Like, I think I'm happier alone than I am with hanging out with anyone else. Like, I mean, to an extent, like, obviously, like, it's not everyone. Like, Ben comes over all the time. Like, it's fun. Like, it's dope. We're talking, we're having a conversation. But it's like a lot of times I just rather sit by myself and do what because I mean, I guess it's the time like I get to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's all that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to worry about anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I really like that time with myself like that. But I find that if I don't like force myself like to go out and socialize with like either very little or no agenda, just go out and socialize with people, that I fall into like a pattern of like where I don't want to do anything with anyone ever. Like I'll just when I do get that opportunity where it's something, you know, that I should go out and do, I'm like, nah, fuck
good.
it. I'm much more comfortable doing this right now.
Yeah, and this is where I am.
Habits, basically.
Yeah, that's how I am. Like, I can... People hit me up, hey, let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
Because I will go to the bar. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that dude, like, yeah, let's go. But a lot of times it is like that for me. I'm like, nah, I'd rather just do what I'm doing right now. What are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. On the same token, though, there have been situations where, like, I would be out socializing constantly, out, you know, every night, hanging out, partying down, kicking it with people, and then whenever I'd go and have time where, you know, I'd be alone, I'd be like, well, I gotta find something to do. I gotta find someone to go do something with, you know, and then not find someone to do something with, and I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So,
oh no,
I try to find that balance in there.
It has those negatives for me because I'm like, hey, who wants to go get lunch or dinner? And everyone's like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, fuck me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It has its drawbacks, so.
Constantly riding the fence, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll eventually get there. I just guess I don't have enough people that I like connect with on that level to be like, always constantly be around.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I just know a lot of people that just, we're not in the same thing. You know, maybe it's just like an age difference because a lot of people I know are a few years younger or a lot older. It's just like we don't get the same shit. We're not in the same thing, and always inconsistent with me in the sense of like I fucking work a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, if I open in the morning, I should be off at 5. Is that ever the case? No.
Yeah.
Because there's times where I open, I'm out by 4:30. There's times I open, I won't leave until 9. And so it's just like, it's hard to make plans with that shit. Like, it's hard to do anything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the restaurant business.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so it's just like, I think that pushed me to be by myself. And,
yeah.
you know, it's just like, and then playing games, like playing anything online, it's like, that's where I got my social interaction. It's just like, hey, all my friends are playing, so I'm going to get on and play with them.
Yeah.
And for a long time, like, that was enough for me. Like, I got my, you know, being around people to, you know, not really, but, you know, talking to people, and that was a lot for me. And then it just kind of grew to, like, just me being alone. So it's just, it's cool. I like it, but it's just, I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. I think there's a line. It's blurry where exactly it's at, but there's definitely a line where it crosses over to being like fine and then like way too much.
Yeah.
I've been playing like way too much here lately with my free time. Really, I'm not sure why. Just, I guess.
See, I haven't.
Because I can.
I haven't played it all. And it's just, I've been trying to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's been a big thing. Like last night I got off work, I opened, got off at like 7, got home at around 8, and I fell asleep as soon as I got home.
That's a good night right there.
Yeah. Slept until like 6 o'clock this morning, got up, and so it's just, my sleep schedule's kind of fucked. So it's just like I try to sleep as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, being up and being a GM, it's rough.
Yeah.
Because I'm always having to do shit. Like, and I get it. It's what I get paid for. And so that keeps me doing a lot of shit. Like, that keeps me up. Like, okay, hey, I got to get this paperwork sent off, or I have to do this. And it's like all shit that I can do from home. And it's like the worst fucking thing ever. because it's like, oh, I can just do that at home, and then I get home like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I could never work from home because if I'm at home trying to do work, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to.
No, I have to force myself. Like, I have to, like, fuck, I gotta get this done right now. Like,
yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't do it, for sure. There's no way. Because there's too much other shit for me to do here. Or shit that I want to do. And so, it wouldn't happen. It would fall on the back burner. I don't want to work anyway, let alone when I'm at home.
Yeah, no shit. And luckily, like, my boss is, like, another one of my best friends. And so it's like, for me, it's like, damn, I don't want to, like, disappoint him. Because there's, like, not a lot of people that can make me feel small. That dude is just like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm just like, my bad, man. So it's just like, I've got that going. My boss has literally been my boss going up. Every jump he makes, I make. And so it's like, I've always been under him. And he's been cool as hell to work under. And so now it's at the point where, like, I don't want to piss this dude off. I don't want to make him, like, worried about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
it makes it a little bit easier for me to do shit at home. Because he's like, hey, I need you to get this done. I'm like, yes, sir, I got you.
Yeah. A good relationship with your boss goes a long way.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, like, and he's a good fucking dude. Like, he's super solid. Yeah, you might know him. Because he goes up to the shop a lot.
Okay.
But I just want to do what I can for him, so.
Right on.
And, but I fucking hate my job.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I always say that I find that no matter what I'm doing, if it's work, I hate it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, I love my job. I mean, that place is taking care of me so well. Like, I had a fucking stroke in 2018.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Fucking was in critical care for like 9 days. And they took care of everything. Like, they paid my bills. And I was a manager at that time, so it was like I was on salary and still got paid. Took care of all my bills. Like, it was crazy. And so it's like, for me, it's like I'll forever be indebted. And so I'll never leave this job. Like, I'll get fired before I leave.
Holy shit, man.
So.
Did they know what caused that?
I had a blood clot on my brainstem.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, shit was nuts, dude.
Holy shit.
Shit was crazy.
So how did that all go down?
So I guess it started with, like, I had a stroke at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Didn't even know. Like, I got up and I could still move, I could still walk. But it was like the fucking, like, the most sluggish, like, I'm tired times 1,000. And that's what I thought it was. Like, I'm just tired. So I took a shower and, like, I just felt for some reason like I need to take a shower. 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have to be up for like another 2 hours. And so I was like, I took a shower. I felt fine after that. Like, I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'll lay back down for like an hour, wake up, and then get ready to go to work. Went to work, worked like a 10-hour shift. Like, was fine. Felt fine. Nothing was wrong. And one of my other managers, I was an assistant at that time. So it was just like one of the other ones was telling her what happened. And she was like, yo, you need to go to the doctor. Like, that shit ain't right. And so I was like, nah, if something else happens, like, I'll go. But for me, it's like I was 31. I hadn't been to the doctor in fucking like 15 years.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, nah, this is not going to make me go. And so I get home. I'm chilling. Took a nap because I was like, I opened today, but I closed tomorrow. So I took a nap, like 2-hour nap, so I can just stay up, do whatever I want, like play games, whatever. And I woke up and had another one. Again, did not know I was having one. Like, just got up, felt very sluggish, tired. Took another shower because I'd just woken up. I hadn't taken one off since I got off work. I got a shower and have like a full-blown fucking like face stroke. Like, can't talk, can't move. Like, my whole right side was dead.
What was the feeling? Like, what went through your brain?
Oh, fuck, what the hell's going on? Because, like, people ask me all the time, like, did it hurt? Nothing. Like, you could literally feel nothing. And it's like, think about, like, how strong you are as a person. Like, you're pretty, like, you can lift weights, you can do this and that.
Yeah.
When the whole side of your body dies and it can't move, you're it's hard. Like, I couldn't even get up. Because, like, I had a full-blown stroke, like, laying down. Because I was like, I was trying to play games. I'm like, oh, my hand's not really like working right. Like, this shit feels weird. So I was like, I'm just still tired. So I'm just lay down again. I had a full stroke, and I'm like sitting there like talking to myself. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Did you panic?
Hell yes. Like, I freaked the fuck out. I was like looking for my phone. I couldn't find my phone. And I couldn't talk. And so like that lasted about like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and went back to normal. I was fine. I got up. I could move everything. I'm talking. And then it hit again. At that point in time, so in the house I lived in, at that time, I lived in Conway. And so my room was on the completely opposite end of everyone else. And so, like, it happens again, and I'm, like, picking shit up with my left hand. Because I can't get up. I'm, like, literally, like, on my floor. And I'm just throwing shit. I'm, like, picking up, like, trying to throw shit at the door. Because I can hear someone in the kitchen. And my door is like on the other side of the kitchen. And so my roommate comes in there and he just goes, what the fuck? And my old roommate that I lived with at the time, Erin, she was just like, I was just like, yo. I just kept pointing at her room. And she comes in there and I get right back up. Like, I'm fine. Like, it's fucking nuts, dude. Like, the whole thing was like crazy because I would just get up and be fine. And so, like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I think I'm having a stroke. I was like, we need to get to the hospital. And so my dumbass is like, fuck that. Just drive me. And so she was, like, trying to call the ambulance. I just take her phone. I'm like, we're not doing that. Like, just fucking get in your truck and let's go. We get to the hospital. And, like, we're literally pulled up to the emergency room. I have another stroke. I had a stroke while getting out of her truck. She drove an Escalade at the time. A fucking cop. She pulled up so fast, like a cop came running out. I opened the door, fell into the cop's arms. Like, no bullshit. I go in, and they have no idea what's going on. Like, the nurses were just fucking stupid.
Right.
It's like the little triage nurses, like, they didn't know what was going on. They took my blood pressure. It was fucking crazy high. And they just put me back in waiting. And then this lady comes and one of the other nurses come in and just starts fucking cussing everyone out. And she's like, he's having a fucking stroke. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and we went and did like 5 CAT scans. Couldn't find anything. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Like, they didn't know what was causing it. And we're like sitting there like, what the hell? And so they finally like take me back again. I finally go into like an actual like the emergency room, like not an actual room, but like the little waiting room. I'm fucking hooked up to IVs, hooked up to everything. They, my blood pressure was like 265. Like, they're like, you should be dead. And, they gave me like an IV with, blood pressure medicine. Took my blood pressure from 265 to 135 in about like 7 minutes. And they induced a stroke on accident. And, like, that was, like, the one that, like I was scared and I was, like, a little bothered by the first ones because it more so was, like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
This one I was fucking terrified. So it's like, if, like, me and you were talking right now, whenever you were talking to me, static. I couldn't hear anything you were saying. Like, you would hear a little ding, static. Everything was static. And they kept trying to get me to talk, and I'm just like, nah. Not happening. I just kept telling them no. And then I fucking died. Flatlined on the fucking table. Had no idea this happened. I thought I passed out. Like, I thought I just passed out. 5-10 minutes later, I think like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, I get back up. And I wake up, and there's like 9 monitors. They thought they were going to have to take me to like emergency brain surgery.
Holy shit.
Like, it was fucking nuts. And they're like, okay, like, I have like 2 neurologists in there, 2 doctors, like 6 nurses, and all these computer monitors just like looking at me and like asking me questions. That was like what I woke up to. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like that was like the real, like, something is actually wrong with me. Like, what the hell is going on? And we didn't have that brain surgery. Like, they were fine. I was in critical care. Like, couldn't do shit. They wouldn't let me walk. I was literally like bedridden for like 6 days. And that was a whole ordeal because like they hated me because I was like I'm the person that makes a joke about everything. Like, if it's not funny, then, like, why do it?
Yeah.
You know? And the whole time I was making jokes. Like, I was just, like, they would say something, I would just try to, like, how can I make this funny? And to the point, like, the day after I got in there, the nurse from downstairs, is like different nurses on different floors or whatever. She came up there, she's, like, bawling. She's like, I don't ever do this. She's like, you're 31 years old. She's like, you fucking died. At that point, I did not know that. And she's, you died. And I'm like, damn. Like, seriously? She's like, yes. And she was like, you are way too young. This should have not happened to you. You need to take care of yourself. And so I have, like, and at that point, like, 4 of the nurses from downstairs, because this was, like, real early in the morning. Like, I think they were still on because I didn't go to the hospital, like, 1 o'clock in the morning. And they were all still on. So they all came up there. They were talking to me about all this stuff. And I'm just, like, still trying to make something funny out of it. And then she, like, grabbed me and she was like, she just hugged me. It was, like, the weird, like, because I don't know this lady. And she, like, just hugged me. And I was like, I started tearing up. I was like, fuck, like, this is for real. Like, I was like, this is real. And, like, so I was in there for 5 days. I went back. After that, I went to an intensive care room and then to a regular room. I was in an intensive care room for, like, 1 day. It was nuts, man.
How long did it take them to find the clot?
They found it the next day. I had to get an MRI. So it was, like, at the very base of my brainstem. And, like, you know anything about, like, strokes?
Mm-mm.
So, like, when you have a stroke, you have, like, this 30-minute window from the last one you have that you can get a pill that'll break up any of the blood clots that you have. And so we were literally, like, 5 minutes out of that window because they had me in waiting. If I would have called the ambulance and let them know what was going on, that whole process would have never happened. They would have given me the pill, broke up the blood clot, and I would have walked out of there that night.
Shit.
Yeah. And so it's just like, my stupidity was like, nah, we're going. Drive me. If I would have just had an ambulance.
That's all the fix was just a pill?
I mean, shit, I'm taking like 7 pills now. Like, there's a lot.
Holy fuck.
I was out of work I was scheduled to be out till December. Like, I was from June to December is when they were having me out. I'm kind of a pain in the ass to work with. Like, I just told them, like, I got out on Thursday. And they were like, okay, well, you have your first physical therapy appointment. Because I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't. I walked out of the hospital and it took me about 45 minutes. Because I'm just stubborn. They're like, we need to take you out on a wheelchair. I was like, nah, I'm walking. Like, that's it. I'm walking. We had all the IVs hooked up in me. Whenever we were, like, in there, I just took them all out. Because I was like, I want to walk. Like, they're like, you can't walk. And they're like, you're going to fall. I'm like, and I'll get back up. Like, that's it. Like, that's the worst that's going to happen. I'll be fine. And so I just, like, took them all out, started walking around the room. When we left, I walked out because I was like, I can't. I'm just too, like, strong-willed. Like, I can't do this shit. So I walked out of there. They're like, okay, a month and a half before your physical therapy starts. So I was like, fuck, like a month and a half, I can't be not doing shit for a month. So I, like, literally made my own appointment the next day. I went to the first physical therapy, I guess, whatever kind of stroke, I can't remember off the top of my head. Like, I have all the paperwork at home. Whatever kind of stroke I had, like, paralyzes people. Like, can't move at all after that. So I go into physical therapy. They have all my charts. They come out there with, like, a wheelchair. And I just get up and walk, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, how can you do that? I was just like, I'm just a pain in the ass. Like, I'm just strong-willed. And they're like, so I graduated physical therapy in, like, a month. Like, it was hard. Like, it was, because I was just like, I'm that dude. Like, I was like, I'm coming every day, twice a day. We're going to get this shit done. And I was supposed to be out of work till December. I went back in August. So I took the rest of June and July off, went back at the end of July. Because for me, it was just like, all I do is sit at home. Like, I can only watch The Walking Dead so many fucking times before I go, you know? So, like, I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't play video games because my hand wasn't completely working yet. And it was just like, I just needed to do something.
Yeah.
And I still don't have it all back. Like, I used to play drums. I don't play drums anymore because I don't have it anymore. And a lot of it is, like, that shit killed a lot of, like, the will in me to, like, do any of that. Like, I don't want to do that creative shit anymore. Like, I don't care. But I still, like, have shit with my leg. It's still, like, fucked up. Really, that's, like, my only problem now is, like, my right leg. Like, if you, like, were, like, walk somewhere every now and then, you'd see, like, drag my leg. And it's just because, like, it's lost that shit. Like, all those muscles you take for granted every day that, like, you don't know that you're using, it's crazy when it's gone. And so it's just, like, a pain. Like,
Holy
it's just,
shit.
yeah.
That's real crazy.
Yeah. It was a very humbling experience. Like, very. And it's like, I tell people all the time, like, I don't wish that shit upon anybody. Like, no one. That's, like, the worst shit I've ever been through. Like, and not even just, like, the stroke itself. Like, the recovery was rough. Like, I'm not that dude that's suicidal at all. But that time I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm done. Like, it was rough.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did they give you any, like, I mean, besides all the medication, is there anything
Blood
special you
pressure.
gotta do now to...
Nah, I don't do nothing now. Like, it's just, take a blood pressure medicine every now and then. And, just start taking care of myself. Like, that's a big part of it. I've lost a shit ton of weight since then. And keeping on doing all that. Like, it's just my big thing is like, hey, let's try to get it slimmed down so I can eventually get off all this medicine.
Yeah.
Because, that's the end goal. Is like, I don't want to take 7 pills for the rest of my fucking life. You know?
Yeah. That's a lot.
And so it's just like, if we can work ourselves on to get all this down, then we'll be fine. And so it's trying to be as active as possible. I'm not where I want to be or anywhere near where I need to be. But shit, every day is getting better. So, and... part of me wants to go back to physical therapy to gain some of that shit I lost, because I do eventually, like, I would like to play drums again. Like, not saying I want to be in a band by any means, but, like, to be able to sit there and play. Because I sold all my shit. I was like, fuck it, I'm never doing this shit again. Let's get rid of all of it. And it's like, that's one of the biggest regrets is like, damn, I can't do it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a fucking experience, to say the least.
I can't even imagine, like, how I would react to that situation. I've dislocated my jaw to where, like, I couldn't close my mouth before, which isn't even close. But, like, I know the panic mode I went into just not being able to close my mouth. So I can only fucking imagine, like, not being able to move the right side of your body.
Like, it wasn't very much of a panic, but more so it was like, what's going on? Because it was so, like, 2 minutes I couldn't do anything, and then, like, 5 minutes I was fine. And it was just, like, I was confused. Like, I was just like, what is this? Because, like, who's thinking 31 years old stroke? Like, that's what it is. That's what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
But the moment I realized I couldn't talk, that's when I was like, fuck, I'm having a stroke. Because, it's all I could think about. It's like, that's the only thing that would cause me from being able to talk. Like, my whole side of my face was drooped. Like, it was...
That's fucking crazy.
And, it was... like, my roommates were terrified.
Sure.
Because, like, Erin, like, that's my best friend. And, like, now she even, like... Because I thought I was going to have another one the other day. Because it was, like, the worst pain I've ever had in the back of my neck. And I told her about it. And she's like, go to the fucking doctor. Like, let me know when you're there. Because it's just like, she's like, I don't want that again. My boss, like, who's one of my best friends, he's like, I don't need that. Like, go to the fucking doctor.
Yeah.
And so
get that shit figured out now.
Yeah. It's I can't live through another one. That shit was rough. Again, I was like, I don't. Like, and I tell people all the time, like, oh man, something's not right. Go to the fucking doctor. Like, go do that shit.
Yeah.
Don't end up like me. It's fucking. I know people don't like the doctor. You don't want to know the 100 things that are wrong with you, but the shit, this thing could prevent you from fucking not being able to move. Do that shit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, because like I said, I hadn't been to the doctor in like 16 years before that. Like, probably even longer, like 13, 14. When I played football in high school, like, that was the last time I'd gone to the doctor.
Yeah. Holy shit, man. Yeah, that's bananas.
Yeah. It was a fucking ride, to say the least.
That was not that long ago either.
About almost 2 years.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool because you get to see the people that actually care about you, actually give a fuck. Like, that shit's nuts.
Yeah.
But I was very, very secretive about the whole thing. Like, not secretive, but, like, I just didn't tell people a lot. I told my boss at the time, because, I was a manager. It's like, I have to let him know.
Well, sure. hey, I'm not gonna be at work.
Yeah, and luckily, like being with the company I am, like they took care of me. Like they were all about that. When I came back in August, they were pissed. They're like, we gave you till fucking January.
Yeah.
Like, take that shit off. And I was like, nah, because it's just I wasn't doing anything. Like I wasn't doing anything to make myself better. So it's like I need to get back in my daily routine of like working. And even then, that shit sucked because they're like all like, let's baby him. I was like, no, I don't need babied.
Yeah.
Like I came back to work. Like stop. And so, and now it's all a big joke to them. Like they all think it's funny as shit. It's just like, and me being who I am, like I think it's funny too. Like it's all fun and games. Like I needed that shit. I needed to go back to work so I can get back into the swing of things. So
yeah,
I think that if I didn't go back to work, it would have been way worse.
Yeah. I think a lot of people fall into that trap, not like taking maybe too much time, because really that's about it. If you once you can get back to your routine, you're a lot better off.
Oh yeah, and I was able to move. Like I was, like again, like I said, like the muscles you don't know the muscles you don't know you use. Like I wasn't using any of those.
Yeah.
So like I needed to go back to like walking a fucking million laps in a restaurant a day.
Yeah.
And like getting back into that to make all that shit go away. And so again, I'm not 100% by any means, but I'm like 90%. Like I feel better.
Yeah.
And so it's good.
Jesus,
and I was happy I was very happy to go back to work. Like, and with shit like that with a big company, like they need release forms, and I told my doctor like sign it or I will. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I will sign your name. I don't care. I have to go back to work.
Yeah.
That was like, my doctors are fucking stupid. Like, I went into my first doctor appointment like after that, and they're like, what are you here for? And I'm like, really? You don't have my chart? She's like, oh yeah, I have it right here. And I was like, then how do you not know what I'm here for? And she goes, well, I was like, did you read it? She's like, no. I was just like, whatever. Like,
yeah.
I haven't been back to them since. So.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Our health system's not that great for that reason, for the most part.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. But a lot of times in those situations, they're just trying to see as many patients as they can. There's no time to really check up on shit. I think that's why so much medication.
Just
I think,
put out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it not even needed.
Yeah, that means.
But that's a
crazy.
whole.
Yeah, it's a whole other fucking book of worms open.
Yeah.
Our fucking healthcare system and.
Yeah.
All that shit.
And how to fucking fix it at this point. Jesus Christ.
I don't think there's any fixing at this point.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. It's like mopping the floor, except you've already mopped it with glue and paint, and now you gotta clean up all that mess.
And you can't.
Who the fuck knows where to start?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I agree with you on that.
It's a fucking shit show. Yeah. That's a fucking mess.
I hate it.
Yeah, being part of it. Fuck that, man. I've been very lucky and fortunate not having to deal with it too much.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just like, I have good insurance.
Yeah. That right there says a lot about our healthcare system.
I mean, my doctor's bill after all that shit happened was like $151,000.
Holy fuck.
I'm paying $3,000.
Jesus.
That's it.
Jesus, that is good insurance.
It's not. I got like the cheapest package, but the cheapest package is like, hey, anything over $5,000 we'll pay for. And I was just like, I'm so glad I got this cheap one, because our higher end insurance, it's like, oh, we'll pay a percentage. And $151,000, like I'm still be paying like fucking $25,000.
Yeah.
Now I'm just paying $3,000, so it's just like fucking. So when I got it, I was like, I don't ever go to the doctor. I won't need this shit.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who's had a stroke before.
It's rough. I know a few people have had strokes, and it's like they were smarter than I was, I guess, because they went to the ambulance, they got all that stuff taken care of. Like And also, like, I don't know what kind of strokes they had, but like mine was bad. Like, kills people bad. Like they said, I should. Like the nurse literally, like, you should have made it. Like the fact that you're here right now blows my mind. And that is like the worst shit to fucking hear. Like that is just like, damn. That'll fucking humble you very fast.
Was it that hospital, the old hospital there in Conway that you went to? Yeah. Yeah, I've heard not so great stories about them for the most part. I fucking hate
that place.
Yeah.
But where I lived at the point, it's the closest place to go.
Yeah.
I literally lived like 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was easier to go there than try to go to Baptist.
Sure.
And I thought that's where they ended up sending me because, you know, they had like a fucking med flight ready for me. Like already like strapping me in because they thought I was going to have brain surgery. And they're like, we can't do that here.
Jesus.
And I was just like, whoa, that was fuck.
How scary is that? Like the idea of having someone cut into your brain.
Not to sound like I'm a hard ass, it never really sank in. Like it was like so much to like grasp at that moment. Like that didn't even fucking like.
Yeah.
Like I woke up with 9 fucking monitors around me. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Yeah, I can see that.
And so it was just like, because like they were talking brain surgery. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, it was just so much going on that I just didn't know. So like didn't even think twice about it. I was just like, fuck me, like this is crazy.
Yeah. Whew. I feel like I gotta check my blood pressure now. Jesus.
Everyone should go check their blood pressure. God damn it.
You have to keep up with you keep up with your blood pressure now pretty often?
Nah.
No?
I take my medicine, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really worry about it much anymore.
Yeah. No almost scares or.
Yeah, I mean I had like an almost scare like last week.
Oh yeah. The one, like what you were saying.
Wednesday night. And I was just like, fuck, this is crazy.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
So, but everything works, so I'm good now. It's just
for now.
I'm saying, man, I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy, man. That shit was rough.
Jesus. Just
the recovery alone was just, and I wouldn't tell anybody what was going on. Like I was, like everyone knew I was in the hospital, but nobody knew what was going on. And so it was just like, you know, you had a little information like, oh, who can check up on you? I just scratched it. I was like, no one. Just because I'm very private when shit like that. I was like, if I want you to know, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And my brother, like, he freaked out. Like, I have a younger brother. And he, like, went ballistic. And, like, told a bunch of people. And, like, nah, dude, stop telling anyone. Like, no one needs to know. And, you know, I'm private with that shit. Like, if I want you to know, I'm gonna tell you. And so it's just like, I had one, like, the second day I was in the hospital, I had, like, 20 people show up. And I was like, how the fuck did any of you guys know I was here? It's like, I haven't seen you in fucking 13 years. Like, what the hell is going on? It's just through the grapevine. So
yeah, that's a weird thing too.
Yeah,
like dealing with that on top of already the shit you're dealing with.
Yeah, and that's what I kept telling people. It's like, I don't want anyone to visit because it's like I'm already stressed the fuck out. I've got tubes and needles hooked up to me everywhere. Like, I don't need anyone else. Like,
yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time. I was like, hey, I'll bring my iPad so I can fucking watch TV and sleep.
Yeah.
And that was, like, the hardest fucking thing to do ever was, like, sleep. When all you're supposed to do is sleep, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And so it was just so much going on. Like, especially, like, the first 2 days when we still didn't know what was going on. Like, we still didn't know what was causing anything. It's just like, fuck, if I go to sleep, am I going to wake up?
Yeah. Jesus.
Like,
that's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and so it's just like, but luckily, like Erin, she came every single visitation. She was there, and it was just like, it was cool that she was there. And then, like I said, I had a girlfriend at the time. She was there, but it was like a lot of them. I was like, just don't come. Like, do you really want to see me like this? Like, fucking hooked up to all this shit? Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'd be the same way. And I would, like, I always hate those situations. Like, maybe I'll text you and be like, hey, you cool? You need something? If you need something, like, just let me know.
Yeah.
Anything you need, I got you. But
Well, that was hard. I couldn't text.
well, that's true.
So it was rough.
That's true, I guess.
And like everyone wanted to text me. I was just like, I would just call them like, yo, I can't text right now. Like,
yeah, good point.
So, and there was certain people like, hey, if you want to come see me, like, but I had people like, hey, I'm getting out of here on Friday. Like, you want to come by? You know where I live. Come by.
Yeah.
Like, because that was like, and that I think the feeling of like being helpless was like the worst part of it. I couldn't drive. Like, it took me like 2 weeks to be able to drive, and so it's like I was constantly needing somebody to come pick me up.
Oh yeah.
Take me everywhere. Like, I hated that shit. Like, I hated that shit with a passion.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
To the point where like I would just like have someone like, hey, take me to Walmart and just drop me off. And I would just sit there and like walk for like 2 hours. Just to walk. And so I'd hold the cart just so I wouldn't fall over. But like, dude, I fell so many times, dude. I kept falling. I was just like, fuck it. I was like, I have to fall, or else I'm not gonna fucking do this. Like, I gotta be able to get back up.
Jesus.
Fell down some stairs. Like, it was humorous to say the least. Like, it was just like, and that's all I did. Like, if I fell, I just laugh. Like, fuck me. Like, this is what's going on.
Jesus. That's intense, man. And now you got a podcast.
Yeah, that's funny, to say the least. Funny name. We're dumb.
It is. The old take on one of the early viral videos.
Yep. Deep down, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Secretly.
I'll make a secret. Everyone can know.
Oh man. I think I made it in on that video. I think I made it maybe 20 seconds in.
I've seen that shit so many times, dude. It like just shit like that doesn't bother me. Like it just.
It's too much for me.
It doesn't bother me because like I've always like in my mind like that's not real. It could be real as fuck.
Yeah.
But in my mind I'm like that's not real. And I can just like swallow that and be good. Like
man,
that's it. And I've seen some pretty fucked up shit. Like I've seen some crazy shit, and I'm just like, yeah, I can deal with that. So
it's too intense for me.
But she showed me somebody breaking their fingers. I'm like, fuck you, I'm done. Like, I can't handle that shit.
Yeah, that shit's for real too. I don't like anything like that. It's just not my jam.
Nah, I used to be in like watching gore and shit like that all the time. Like,
yeah.
Aaron, I keep saying like she's super into that shit. Like she loves that shit, and so we would sit there for hours just like watching whatever fucking video.
Oh shit.
You know, shitty like the worst porn you could ever fuck. Like not porn to like get off to. Like it's fucked, and we would just sit there and like laugh, like
Jesus.
And so like when that shit came out, I was like, oh, this is nothing. Like
just desensitized at that point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like
Jesus Christ.
We used to get on all those like fucking websites like Ogreish and like all these like gore websites and just sit there and just watch and watch and watch and just like just doesn't bother me. Like whenever those like fucking beheading videos came out and people were like freaking out, it's like, oh, I've seen way worse than this. Like it does not bother me.
There's like broken bones.
That bothers me. I can't do that shit.
And like shit like that is to me is way worse than like a kill scenario.
Yeah.
Like a painful suffering scenario. Way
I have
worse.
watched one killing video that like almost made me throw up.
What was that?
It was in Memphis. And this dude fucking like they get in a fight and dude just gets a hammer out and just starts beating this dude in the fucking face with a hammer.
Jesus Christ.
And it was like you heard everything.
Just the
and
picture
it was just
of it
like fuck. Like it's just like, oh, that's. And there's like one other video where this like I think it was another country and these two guys like killed this homeless dude with a screwdriver. That was pretty fucking awful. And it's like
What goes through somebody's brain that does shit like that? And even more so, does it on fucking video.
Yeah, it's weird, man. But it's just like, as weird as it is, I'm fucking weird for like, hey, let me click on this. Like, what? No, let me see this. Like,
I mean, I can kind of see the curiosity into like, and then the clicking on it.
Yeah.
But the fucking
No, dude.
thought process to do it.
Yeah, no,
that's a totally different thing.
Like my whole curiosity behind the whole like dark web shit.
Yeah,
is like, oh, I want to see. But it's at the same time, like I love my security so much that I'm good on that. Like,
yeah,
because I hear so much shit about that stuff, and I'm just like, it's interesting, but it's just like, nah, I don't need that in my life.
It's intense.
Yeah,
it's intense. I like a good like horror movie. I say horror movie. I like a good thriller.
Yeah.
I can't the gory movies and shit like that. I have a hard time with.
Oh, dude, I used to be such a baby when I was young. Like, dude, thrillers scared the shit out of me when I was like fucking young. Like, terrified me. But then I just like then I grew up to like, oh, I can watch this shit all day. Like,
yeah,
there wasn't a scary movie that didn't scare me.
Yeah, I mean, I still get on the fence every once in a while about some, but the gory ones are just too much.
I can do gory ones. That don't bother me. Like, and none of that stuff bothers me now. But I like I'm that person. Like, I want to be scared. Like, I like that feeling of being scared. It's like,
really?
Yeah. Like, it's just because it's a natural. Like, I'm not talking about like I'm in the woods by myself, fucking
right,
butt ass naked, scared. I'm talking about like scary movie. Like, I'm that, like, let's go to every haunted house.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm that dude. And it's just like, I want to get scared by something.
Yeah.
And rarely does it happen. And it's just like, fuck. Always chasing, like, I guess, that thrill. It's like, it's always chasing that thrill. And it's just like, I like that shit.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, me and my buddies have always like, hey, we should do a haunted house and just make it fucking insane. Because we went to one this year, and it was like it was in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude. Like, it was like in between Eureka Springs and Russellville.
Oh shit!
It was like fucking 3.5 hour drive from North Little Rock, Maumelle area. Like, from here, I live like fucking 10 minutes that way, and 3.5 hour drive. And it was like supposed to be like their most intense night. Like, 18 and older, have to sign a waiver. Went through all of that shit. It's supposed to be like an hour long. I got out in like 25 minutes.
Jesus.
Because it's like they were like putting you in caskets. They're doing all of this shit. And like, I'm just like cheesing the whole time. Like, I'm having a blast. And they were like, yeah, fuck this, dude. And like pushed me out because I just wasn't scared. Like, I was just like, they're like, we're going to put you in a coffin. I was like, yeah, do it. Like, and so it's just, I love that shit. But it was just like, I want to go to those like really like intense ones. Like, I really want to go through bad. And I'm not that hard ass like, oh, I can fucking finish that. Like, no problem. Like, I don't want to finish. Like, make me quit. But and there's some fucked up haunted houses. Like, there's some ones that I'm like, I don't know how anyone makes it through that shit.
I just have haunted houses. I have a hard time just with a normal regular haunted house. I think the last one I went to, it's been a while, several years. It was in West Little Rock, and we went through, and for the most part, it was fine. It was people just trying to jump out and scare you, or reach out and grab you, and just make you jump, shit like that. Just dark, spooky. But then we get all the way to the end, and the end was just like a big garage door with like the walk-in sort of plasticky things you just push through. Well, we pushed through those. There's a group of, I think, like 5 of us. We go through that, and then right at the end, this dude with a mask and a chainsaw just like, comes up. The chainsaw, it just didn't have a chain on it, so he's just like, just comes up just to scare you right at the end, right? And that's the big finale or whatever. So, like, the whole time, I'm like, okay, well, whatever, this is fine. It's just people jumping out and grabbing you and trying to scare you. I'm jumpy because, I'm just waiting for it. Because I'm like, I know what I'm going to get. And then, I get grabbed and I'm like, ah! I'm like, okay, fine, this is fine. But at all that time, I'm like, if this comes down, it's just a fight between me and a guy, which is fine. I've done that plenty of times, no big deal. And then we get to the end, and just something about that chainsaw sound. Like, my brain knew there's not a chain on there. He was far enough away that I couldn't see it. That chainsaw sound, I was like,
I'm good.
If it's there, I can't stop. I'm going back in. Hold on.
Yeah.
Something about that is very intimidating.
Yeah, no, and I think it's like all those people, like, you have those like extreme haunted houses.
Yeah.
And like everyone, all these dudes are like, oh, I can totally separate. It's like, I don't think you can though.
Yeah.
It's like it's always that thought of like, well, maybe not though.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like I say, I'm not saying that I could. I don't think I'm tough at all. Like I like that shit, and I come in the mind of like, oh, this isn't real.
Yeah.
But some of those extreme ones, I'm just like, I don't know if I could do that, but I want to try.
Yeah.
Like, to see how far I actually. Some of those places are fucking crazy.
Yeah. I don't want to try. I'll read about you trying, but I don't want to try.
I want like. There's like only one that I won't do, and it's because like I don't know how anyone does it. It's like called. It doesn't matter what it's called, but it's like fucking. It's like rape scenes and shit in there. And I'm just like, that's fucked up. Yeah. Like it's not. This doesn't scare me. It's just like, why?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Like it's just shit like that. Like it's fucked up. Like, hey, watch this weird fucking fetish and be scared. Like.
Yeah.
It's more of like, yeah, that would bother me, but not in the sense of because I'm scared. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, it's... No one does that shit. And they, like, cover your head. They put a black fucking mask over your head and, like, hey, walk. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
If you put a mask over my head and made me do something, that's one thing, but that... Because whenever that one haunted house we went to last year, like, they put a bag over my head. Fucking duct taped it and everything. And I'm just, like, having a fucking blast. So,
I'm good. I don't need that.
I just like it. It's fun.
It's intense. It's too intense for me.
And we'll go next year.
Nah, I'll wait for you on the other end.
It really wasn't that bad.
I'll high five you as you come out.
No, they put you in a coffin. Like, it was so silly. Like, it was just... It wasn't even a real coffin. Like, it was literally like when you'll see in a cartoon, that's what it fucking was.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. Like, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not for me.
Yeah, you'll be alright. I'll pay for your ticket. Let's go.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Chainsaws are enough. Chainsaws are plenty.
I don't know if there was a chainsaw in there.
Really?
Yeah. I'm also the asshole. Don't ever go with me. Because I'm going to be like, yo, this dude's scared of chainsaws.
No.
Like, we had a buddy of ours that was, like super, like, just scared of any chainsaw. Like, didn't like them.
Yeah.
And so we went in, and I was like, hey. It was like, 'cause you have the guide or whatever. I was like, yo, he's super scared of chainsaws. And so she would, she somehow strategically placed him in the middle. And so, she's like, hey. She would, whisper, hey, we're going through this tunnel. After the tunnel, there's a guy with a chainsaw that comes up behind you guys. And so we would go through the tunnel and just block it off so we couldn't get through.
Oh, God.
We're just doing shit like that all the time.
Oh, God.
It's not fun.
Yeah. See, even, in that situation, my brain knew this is fine. He's not going to chainsaw you in the middle of West Little Rock. You know?
But you never know.
Yeah, but my brain logically knew. But it's just so intimidating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not a tough, hard ass. I think it's fun, and I know it's, in my mind, I know it's fake, but it's just come on, it's you can do better. You can do better. Let's do this. I want to be scared.
No way, man. No way. It's fine when it's just people just jumping out at you, because I can hit one of them, you know. Or if a fight breaks out, worst case, I'll just defend myself, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to defend yourself against a chainsaw.
Oh yeah. No, that one we went to, dude. We go in the first room, they put a bag over our head, couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
We go in the second room, this dude fucking manhandles me.
Yeah.
And I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
And this dude fucking puts me up against the wall by my throat, and I'm laughing because I know he's not really hurt. He put me up against the wall, but it was the most oh yeah,
right.
So it's in my head, I know, and I'm laughing, but it's still for someone that isn't into that, that's gonna fucking terrify them.
Sure, I could see how that could.
And that dude was huge.
Yeah.
He was, 6'6", fucking 350. He was a man.
Yeah.
And so it's there's nothing I can do to get away from this guy, even if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And so he's sit down. I was yep, gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even that, I feel like it's less intimidating. 'Cause, I mean, that's intimidating for sure. Because like, what are you gonna do? You know?
Oh, it's pitch black room.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. Those are too much for me. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. I can be okay without that.
Yeah. You'll be alright. You'll be alright.
So, how many videos you guys got up now?
I think 5.
5?
5 or 6. I don't remember off the top of my head. So we have a bunch of stuff we're working on as well, like trying to get stuff done. And
You guys got a schedule of how often you're coming out with stuff, or
we're
just
trying
as you can?
as we can.
Yeah.
We're trying to do at least 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah.
But it's just trying to get as much stuff as we can do. Again, like a lot of this is just us trying things because like I don't know shit about video.
Yeah.
Like it's
another animal.
yeah, and it's an animal that I don't know anything about. Like I'm stupid, and it's just taking us time to get all that stuff out because I've never been in a video. I've never been like taking pictures, none of that stuff. So it's just like it's all new, and
Yeah.
so it's like I'm learning as I go. Same thing with Photoshop. Like I'm not in like graphic design. I don't do that stuff. So it's like everything we've made, it's like me making it and like sitting there for like hours to get something that's just like shittily done. But I'm just like I did it, so whatever. Like I'm not paying someone $1,000 to do something for us. Like
Yeah.
and especially like right now, it's like we don't know what's gonna happen. Like it could be something that lasts 6 months. It could be something that's 10 years. But
Sure.
I'm gonna take it as we go. You know.
If nothing else, it's tools that you can.
Oh yeah.
You're picking up. That's how I looked at all this.
Yeah.
A lot of it I had no idea. I was looking at this little thing. Will you scroll down on this? Is this what? Keep going to the pictures. Is that little guy right there what you guys are using?
Yep.
To basically control everything.
Yep.
Is that who makes that? Do you know?
Rode.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was. So that came out not too long after I bought all the stuff for this setup.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus fuck. Why did I not just wait a couple months and just get one of those?
I really like it.
Yeah.
And especially like coming from like the audio engineering side of things.
Yeah.
It was very easy for me. Like
Yeah.
it was literally like, oh yeah, I got this, no problem. And like the cool shit about like what I like about it the most, you hook your phone up to it.
Yeah.
And like call somebody in and you can literally hear it like we're hearing each other right now.
Yeah.
Like and that stuff's cool. Like I really like that and like it's been a cool tool. A lot of the microphones that we're using right now I already had.
Yeah.
And so it's just like I'll just use what I have. Like sadly I got rid of mine SM7B, but it's just like I have all these like really nice condenser microphones. Like fuck, I'll just use this shit. Like
Yeah.
no reason buying new ones that
Yeah, use what you got. But that thing, I had a buddy who he's recently started a podcast, and that's what I was trying to get him to get, because that's what I wish I would have done. I think it would have been way cheaper in the long run, and I mean that thing's got everything.
Yeah.
It just that seems like the way to go.
Yeah, I like it because we can like literally like if we're not doing anything with video, it's like hey, set it up. We can record wherever, and it all saves to SD card.
Yeah, and it's just that one little unit, right?
Yep.
Everything's plug and play.
Yeah.
Easy squeezy, man.
Yeah, and it's been.
Thing
it
seems like the jam.
Yeah, and I was like super on the fence about getting it because I was like, how serious are we gonna take this?
Yeah.
And I told him I was like, if we get this, we're at least doing this shit for a year.
Yeah.
Get my money's worth.
Sure.
And in a year we don't do it, I can get rid of it, sell it, whatever. Like, but let's do this and see how far we can get with it. And like I think it's just fun. Like there's like like sound effects and shit. I think that shit's funny.
Yeah.
Like let's just do dumb shit. And I mean it's cool. Like the interface with it on like computer, like it's super dope. Like it's super easy. Like hey, pull this, bam, and whatever audio software you have, bam, put it right in.
Yeah.
Any video software, hey, put it in right there. It's easy. So it was really cool on all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone that I know that's trying to start one now, that's the direction I'm trying to push them.
Yeah, and it's cool because it just sits on the table. Like it's just super small footprint. Like it's bam right there. Because I have a bunch of like audio interfaces, and I was just like, I don't want to use any of that for this because it's either overkill or just doesn't do enough to fit the situation. And it was just like we've talked about like going out and like sitting in a park and just talking to people, and we can do that with that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the SD card, the one we have, because it does multi-track audio. And so you could do like 10 hours. And so it's like, that's cool for that because we can do 10 hours. Like, we're not going to be talking to anyone for 10 hours. Do that and then just bring it home, just move everything to the computer, erase everything that's on there now, and good. And so it's really cool. It's like, it's so small and like we can just literally take it anywhere we want.
Exactly. You don't have to have an entire fucking 2 desks set up for all your bullshit.
I literally have all of that stuff still. Like it's one of those. I get it. I get it from going to school to be an audio engineer and just doing all that shit. Like I get it.
Yeah.
And that's why I got rid of a lot of my gear that I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you know, I love that little thing. Like it's so dope with like the headphone outputs all on there. You got individual mixes if you want. Like it's crazy what that thing does.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect it when I got it. I just did a little bit of research. I didn't even do that much research. I just like, oh, let's see what this does, and then read a little bit. I was like, all right, that'll be cool. Let's do this.
Yeah, definitely seems to be the way to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 dudes, 1 cup.
It's fun.
Yeah, the little bit that I scanned through was pretty rad.
Yeah, I just hope to get us some better content here soon. Like that's, again, like I said, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like we don't, and I think that's why I like it. Because, you know, I've done the ideas I've shot around with other people, like, hell, let's have it scripted. And it's like, that's not organic. Like, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, you can always tell.
Yeah.
You know? You can tell when 2 people are having a conversation, and you can tell when they've read something, or they're reading something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they've already hit their bullet points. Like, they already knew what they were going to hit going into it, even if it's just partial. You know what I mean? Like this, like just go into it cold and just
and see what happens.
Roll the dice, and it is what it is, you know. But like with me, the goal is just to sharpen everything, and that's the way to do it. Fuck it, we'll do it live, you know.
Yeah. And that's how we were, because we're kind of like, what are we gonna do? You know, because you have so many people that are like streaming on Twitch and Mixer and all of Facebook, and so like that's I think the last one we did. We just went Facebook Live. Like, fuck it.
I was gonna say that you guys do just go live, right? Like
just go live, and because we want interaction from anyone that's watching.
Yeah.
Like, hey, ask us a question. You know, we had people that were like, hey, talk about this, whatever, and it was just like, and some of it is like silly shit. Like people are just like talking to us because a lot of people like we know them.
Yeah.
And so like, and I think that's dope too. Like that, and that's what we want. We're trying to build up a community to where like, hey, we can have 100 people in here and just like. Rattling off shit.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, hey, you want to come in, call, like, talk to us, like, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, if there's something you're passionate about or something, like that's what we talked about, like going to the park and just talking to people. Like, what are you passionate about? And getting, because that's like a shell that I want to break for myself, is like not talking to strangers, but just like being able to if I need to.
Yeah.
Outside of like the work thing, because most of the time when I talk to people, they're pissed off.
Sure.
And so it's like, hey, let's talk about something else, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to get like those, you know, long form discussions, and like whether it be like, hey, let's start with this thing and then see where I am. Or, you know, the interview thing. Like, I mean, I wouldn't call this an interview, like 2 guys talking, but at the same time, it partially is. Like, you know, it's.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope, and I think it's like one of the most organic and interesting things. I can watch shit like this all day.
Yeah, I agree.
And so it's just like, it sharpens me as a person. Like, I can become more knowledgeable because, you know, whoever it is may know one thing about something I have no idea about. I think that's dope.
Exactly. That's been a bit of a, I guess I could say, icing on the cake with the whole thing. Is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
In this conversation, I learned.
Blank, blank, blank. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like your whole thing, like what you're doing is dope. I watched a few of them, like the levels one I watched.
Those dudes are rad, man. I love those guys.
I don't know any of them except for one, Dalton.
Yeah.
I know Dalton. Sold him a bunch of microphones. He's a cool kid.
Yeah. Dalton's
very nice
rad.
kid.
Dalton's
and
cool.
then Hayden. I've known Hayden for a long time.
Yeah.
I watched a few other ones. I just don't remember off the top of my head. I was like listening to while I was traveling.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. Like I have an hour commute to work.
That's the best
it's like
time.
I just put stuff on and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna listen to this. Why? And then usually that ends up me going in the house listening to it, and so it's just like I had a lot of stuff done. It's like dope. Like that's my favorite thing to do is put a podcast on and like let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Especially when like they are this like organic conversation that's just like going.
Yeah.
So I like, and that's what I want to start. You know, it's what we talked about, and like let's make that happen.
Yeah. You guys are doing it.
Yeah.
You're off to a good start so far, from what I can tell.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep going that direction and trying to hone what we're doing down and get better with like the technical side of things, like video and all that stuff. And
you will.
And it's just one of those things. Like, do I want to keep it going video, or do I just want to go audio only? But at the same time, if we're doing live, I want to be able to people to talk to us and come in and all that stuff.
Yeah, we started out live. We had a lot of issues with it though. One, with all of the shit that we're trying to use. You guys have a much better setup for it, for sure. But yeah, we ran into several issues and decided just to...
We've run into several issues. Like when we went live the other night, it took us 3 hours. Because it's like one problem would lead to another one. It was just constant.
Yeah.
And so we haven't honed it yet. And we're not anywhere close to it, but it's... As we keep talking about, hey, this is new. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like,
yeah, you're gonna have that.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just part of it.
And then we're also trying to get other people in. Like, hey, you want to do this with us or not? Like, because we think that it's more the merrier.
Sure.
You know, especially when it comes to like discussions of like a topic. Like, let's see multiple sides of this thing, and that's what we were looking for. But it's gonna come time, you know. Because a thing about me and him knowing each other so well is it gets boring listening to us talk to each other about shit we already know about each other.
Yeah, I could see that.
And so there's nothing that's going to come up new between us that I don't already know about him and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so, like, again, he's my boy. He's my best friend. But we already know everything we need to know. So now it's like, hey, let's learn about somebody else. Let's talk. So, I mean, I would love to have you guys come hang out one night and do it with us for sure. Like,
yeah, I'm sure we could work something out. Be a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely be down.
Get you guys some beers and hang out the house. Like, it's cool. Like,
yeah.
And that's what we want to do because, like I said, he's nothing like me. Like, nothing at all. Like, and I'm sure you could probably tell from some of the videos, like, we are nothing alike, but at the same time, we're like exactly opposites attract, I guess. So
yeah, sometimes that's the way it goes.
And so it's just like I enjoy doing it with him, and you know, we're gonna try to get some other people. We're trying to get some like mainstays of like, hey, you're gonna be doing this with us every week, and so we'll figure that out. But we want to start out with us two, just us two, because it's consistent that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely get that baseline down. And I mean, it's still so early, you know. Yeah. There's still so much room for growth.
Oh yeah,
that's the great thing. And with the way that you can release these and everything's done yourself, like the sky's the limit.
Yep.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and that's why we went to like the Rodecaster.
Yeah.
Because I'm like being an audio nut and being into that. I was like, I don't care what it looks like. We just have to make it sound good.
Yeah, no.
Because for me, like, there's so many podcasts that have fallen on me that I don't like because of how horrible the audio is. Like, it's just,
yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah.
And that's something that I was like, we need to make sure it sounds good.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we have to.
That's why, like, after I'd gotten all this, put the fucking puzzle together, and got it all situated, they pop out with that, and I'm like, motherfucker. I could have bought the picture already put together.
Or.
Yeah. Save myself all this time and trouble and headache. But that's the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah. It sucks, but hey, you got it set up, you got it nice. It's dope.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah. I like it a lot. Like, it's like, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do, where we're going to keep setting this up, because it's changed almost every time we're doing something different. So it's just.
I mean, whatever works.
We just want to find that mainstay of like, hey, this is how we're going to do it. This looks good. It feels good. Like, let's make it happen.
That's the good thing about what you guys got is that you can do it anywhere and take it anywhere. It's easy.
Yeah.
So, it's working. It's working. What you guys got seems good. You're on a good start for sure.
Well, I appreciate it.
2 dudes, 1 cup. No doubt. Check it out.
Facebook. It's really all we got right now.
Yeah, Facebook. Maybe a YouTube at some point.
Maybe a YouTube, maybe a Twitch. We haven't decided.
YouTube's easy.
Yeah.
I'll show you some tricks after this.
Okay.
You definitely need to get a YouTube.
We have one.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
It's
easy.
so
It's easy for
because
me.
I wanted to figure out what we were doing before I just uploaded a bunch of shit to that.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think the first like 3 or 4 videos we're going to even put up there. I'll probably put like the 2 that we just recently posted on there and put that on there. And that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Work out the bugs first. Yeah. I gotcha. That makes sense.
And the big thing for us, like, we're not trying to get monetized. We don't care about that shit. We're just doing this to strictly have fun. Like,
Yeah.
I got a good job. I get paid well. So does he. So it's like, it's not about that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, we don't do shit on our days off anyway, so let's do this.
Yeah. Might as well. It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't keep doing it if it wasn't.
Well, it's for me. It's like the interaction I would normally get, so it's good.
Yeah, on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even more so. Yeah. So, you guys, go check it out. Check them out on Facebook. 2 dudes, 1 cup, all spelled out. Check them out. And we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Later.